All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am the DJ Atomica, and we are starting a new game today. We are starting Between Horizons. Hello, Jasmanian. Okay, sorry, I've got to do manual shoutouts today because my bot isn't working. I tried reconnecting it before going live, or I guess before heading to this screen, but it didn't seem to work. So I'm going to have to do Jasmanian. Ba-ba-boom. All right. There's the shout out. Hello, Jazz. And hello, Astra. And hello, everyone who's watching this either now or in the future. It is a beautiful Saturday, April 11th, 2026. And I am your host, the DJ Atomica. I'm in a space mood today because I just got done, well, not just, but just yesterday got done watching the return mission of the Artemis II crew. They landed safely in the Pacific Ocean. It was an absolutely picture-perfect landing, as has been repeated many, many times before. I have a potential birthday party I could go to today, but I'm tired. Well, you face a dilemma, don't you? It seems to be a birthday kind of day. Astra's doing a friend's birthday party. You have a potential birthday, and it's I Beat Panda's birthday. For anyone who doesn't know, I Beat Panda's a longtime friend of the stream, a fantastic streamer if ever there was one, and the only moderator that has technically been given the permission in this chat. He stops by from time to time, and it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him as well. Day full of birthdays, yeah. We watched them splash down. Yeah, it was really cool. I've been following the mission loosely since the launch. I watched the launch, watched the flyby, and then watched the return and splashdown. And I've been keeping my parents abreast of the situation as well. They've been watching because my parents are old enough to have seen the first moon landing, or at least my father is. I'm not 100% sure on my mother. And so I was texting with my dad as we were watching them come in for splashdown, and he's just like, "Yep, reminds me of 69." Which I think is, or 70, what did he say? He gave me a quote for a date. Hold on. Let me see if I can look this up. Yeah, he says, looks like 73. I guess that was the thing that he watched. And I responded, well, it's at least got better picture. And he said, I'm not so sure about that. It was kind of a little bit grainy near the end there once they were mostly relying on helicopter cameras. But when the crew was coming in, he dated himself for real just then. It's true. When the capsule was coming in from orbit and the chutes were coming out, and there was this beautiful shot of the capsule slowing down and passing through the cloud layers, and it was probably one of my, I think it was probably the best shot of the entire day. Like, we got some pretty cool shots during the launch, and we got some great shots during the lunar flyby. But for landing, I think the best shot is the one where it was passing through the cloud layers. It just looked absolutely gorgeous, like it could have come out of a movie. So, congrats on the date. The date? What date? I have no date. I hope I don't have a date because I don't remember having a date. If I do have a date and don't remember it, then I'm about to utterly disappoint someone. So my apologies in advance for that. Anyway, it got me in the space mood, and I had this game in my library, sitting there waiting for some time. I think it's it's definitely a sci-fi, but I think it's a mystery game as well, which is in keeping with the trend that we've been having for the past couple games. We just finished Paranormal Sight: The Seven Mysteries of Honjo, which was a delightful game. If a little bit opaque at the very end, with the true ending. Also, the birds did not come into it at any point. I went on a bird hunt for nothing. I went on a wild goose chase, literally. So, you don't have to collect the birds. But the time has come to start something new. And that's going to be Between Horizons. I have essentially no context for this game other than that it's a sci-fi and, I think, mystery. Going off of what I can see in the menu here, I can see, first of all, the title, Between Horizons. I can also see what looks to be a spacecraft of some kind. I think if I click the settings, yeah, we can see the engines of this spacecraft. So it is definitely a spacecraft and not just a space station. It looks almost certainly to be meant for human habitation because of the rotating ring there. That's a common way to create artificial gravity for inhabitants. I think you may know that people in space don't really feel the effects of gravity if they're in orbit. Hair in my mouth. Blech. They don't really feel the effects of gravity, and so their bodies start to atrophy a little bit because we really do need gravity for our muscles to work properly. So a common way to create artificial gravity is to just take a big ring, put all the habitated sections in there, and spin it at a certain speed, depending on its radius, to create outward acceleration, which gives the appearance of artificial gravity. Very common thing in science fiction, and very useful. Other than that, I see that they have announced what looks like a sequel or a continuation or a next game in a series from the same company, which is the third title from the creators of Lacuna and Between Horizons. From Ruins is a next-gen detective adventure, combining deduction gameplay with gripping story full of twists and turns. So I'm hoping that's kind of what we're in for with this as well. So without further ado, let us begin. Select save game. New game. Detective? We hope. We hope it's detective. Well, no, it's not a jazz game unless there's fishing. We know this. Okay. New game. I'm the detective, of course. I'm here. Yes, you are. And the times when I'm gonna need help with deductions, I may give you a DM because I am not 100% fantastic on deductions, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do really good this time. Choose perspective. You can always change the mode in the video settings except during cutscenes. Start game in 2D mode, start game in 3D mode. Fascinating that they would give us this option, but I'm going to start in the 3D because why not? Looks kind of cool. Speaking of looking kind of cool, we look kind of cool. I'm presuming this is us, the player character. Your progress is frequently autosaved, indicated by a small icon in the top right corner of the screen. All progress since the previous save point will be lost when you quit. You can neither manually save nor load a previous save point. There is no going back. Oh shit. This is the precise opposite of the game that we were just playing, where going back and doing things again, but differently, was kind of a core gameplay mechanic. Okay, that's out the window, everybody. We are on this ride no matter where it goes. Hold A to close. Never go back. You can never go back. It's so realistic. You can find many options in the game settings to customize your experience. Throw out everything you know. So I did. For example, you can turn off the time limit for dialogue choices and disable tutorials if desired. Okay. See, now, this Paranormal Site's got me paranoid. A site. That the game settings might be narratively relevant in some way.
I must have been 8 or 9 years old when
Oh,
I
thank God there's
first
voice
realized
acting.
that I would never witness the Zephyr's arrival. As a small child, I often imagined myself stepping foot on Eurus D, leaving the ship for the first time in my life.
Colony ship?
I didn't understand at the time that this was a privilege reserved for my grandchildren. I still remember the conversation I had with my father. He was uncomfortable about the whole thing, and I get it. People don't like talking about their children's mortality. Still, he made me feel better. He reminded me of the importance of our mission for the survival of mankind. We're the only egg in the second basket, he said, or something like that. The basket being Eurus D, a habitable planet just 4 light years away from Earth.
Really?
And the egg, that's the roughly 1,300 people aboard the Zephyr. Everyone I'll ever know.
All right, we are on a colony ship for sure. Press A to advance the dialogue. Hold B to skip. Press A to continue. Oh, is this a tutorial? It's a tutorial. Yes, you can actually see there's a special border around the window that says tutorial. Okay, that's cool. I'm not going to skip the tutorials. I've never played this game before. Press A to advance the dialogue. When prompted to When prompted to pick one of multiple answers, use the left stick to confirm your selection using A. That guy could be an older you. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Thank you. Hello, Sivari. Hello, hello. Hold on. Need to do a manual shout out today because that's my bot borking out on me. Shout out. Sivari. Hello, Sivari. Welcome, welcome. How is the day treating you? I am doing manual shoutouts today, which means that I also need to explain why I'm doing manual shoutouts every time somebody comes in who gets a shoutout. Hello, hello. We are just getting into the game, and William says Stella, which I guess is our name. Repeat tutorial? No thanks. I think I can figure out how to work a visual novel. Stella? Stella! Did you go to bed already? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Should I be doing voices? I could do voices. And I need to remember, there's 1,700 people on this ship. I don't know if I can do voices for all of them. Last game, there was like a very small selection of characters that we were moving between. This visual novel is advanced. I mean, yeah, it's out in space. The technology is far beyond what we can achieve today. All right, I'll give it a little bit before I start doing voices. Maybe I'll do this first stream without voices, but while I'm still getting a feel for the characters, and then maybe next time I'll start doing voices. Do you need a checkup? You've been sleeping so much lately. Yeah, I'm tired, Dad. Give me a break. I'm fine, Dad. Well, then you probably won't mind getting up again for a few minutes. There's something I'd like to show you. What is it? You'll see. It's a surprise. Okay. I'll be right out. Great. I'll be in my bunk upstairs. Cases, General. Oh, no. Are you gonna give me a tutorial for that? Oh, wait, sorry, hold on. Now that we're on a different game, I can move things around. Like, for example, Ednia mode. Have her back in her proper place, so that she's not blocking any controls or things like that. See Vari, best Vari, it's true. I've never met a better Vari. What is a Vari? Never actually asked. What is it? Is that an animal? Is that a rank? What's a Vari? Anyway, I'll be in my bunk upstairs. As you make progress, journal entries are added to your PDA. Open it by pressing menu. This one? Really? Okay. Some tutorials briefly take over the controls in order to demonstrate something. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind the game taking the wheel from time to time. I'm just so used to the cat being there, I forgot it was there. That's me. That's you. It's true. Yeah, Edna Mode is a mainstay of, I guess, this channel, this gaming endeavor that we're on together here. Edna will always be here. Edna Mode. And guest. I'm the guest. Atomica mascot. See, I refrain from going with pure mascot because I feel then like Disney will send me a cease and desist. Your personal digital assistant offers a variety of crucial tools to aid you in your investigations. Switch between tabs by pressing right trigger and left trigger. The triggers, really. Your progress and objectives are documented here. Right, okay. Organized by the cases you are working on. Entries that don't relate to a specific case are listed in the general category. Alright. Yes, darling. I think that's her voice. It's been so long since I've seen the movie, I don't think I have a real good memory of what her voice is. Press B to go back to a previous interface, or menu to close your PDA immediately. Repeat tutorial? Nope, I think we're good. So let's go in here and do a little bit of reading. Dashboard, Stella, Crew Security. Zephyr OS version 4.24, okay. Oh, no, wait, that's probably 4.240K. I like the idea of labeling OS versions okay, as if the other ones might not be okay. I mean, some OS versions, maybe. Security PDA, announcements. We've been made aware of missing data across a large number of affected PDAs and are working on a solution to recover everything fully. Please do not submit any further reports at this time. Thank you for your patience. Okay, that's the in-lore explanation for why I have to collect all of this information that should be in the central database. Got it. Okay, cool. Right. All my notes that don't relate to a specific ongoing case. My dad is waiting for me in his bunk upstairs. Evidence. I don't have evidence yet, or comms, or map. Just a dashboard and a mission. Use left stick to move. Hold right trigger at the same time to run. I can run? I know you're sick, but I have to go out for a bit, okay? I accidentally triggered the door. I didn't mean to do that. I'll be back very soon. Chi-Chi! Hello, Chi-Chi. Good lord, what have we done to you? I'm just trying out the running. That's the running. Okay, that doesn't feel that much faster. It's a little bit faster. Alright, let's do some exploring. Who's the best girl? Oh, pet Chi-Chi. You gotta pet the cat. Hello, Lord Ling. Hello. How are you doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? We are starting a brand new game today, and it's in space because I got the space bug after watching the Artemis missions. Or the Artemis mission. We appear to be a security officer on board a Generation colony ship, and our dad has something to show us upstairs. We also have a cat, I think. Yeah, we can pet the cat. I wonder if we can do it again. Who's the best girl? Yeah, we can pet. Yes, okay, we can pet the cat an indefinite number of times. All right, so the devs got this one out of the way early. Good for them. What is this? What am I noticing here? I don't blame you. I'm playing SC2. I'm good. Did yard work for the first 3 hours today. How are you? Well, I did not do yard work for the first 3 hours today, so you're ahead of me on that account. Playing SC2. What is SC2? I'm assuming it's space related, given the conversation, but I don't know SC2. I don't know, Space Command? StarCraft 2. That's it. Okay. What? Oh, I'm changing the background on my bed? I'm changing my bed mural. Okay. And these are all just like pictures of the natural environment. Except for this one, which appears to be space. I feel like as a person on a spaceship, I would have gotten kind of sick of space after a while. So let's go with one of the Earth ones. A forest, mountains, seas. I'm in a forest mood today. Pretty neat. It is pretty neat. I mean, first of all, let's just take a moment to appreciate how absolutely gorgeous this game looks so far. I'm loving the style. The 2.5D style is very well executed here. And I'm digging the decorations on the ship. It's not like a boring, gunmetal steel sort of ship interior. I mean, obviously there's utility in the design of the panels and stuff, but there's decorations, there's color, there's lighting, there's curtains and carpets. It's all very aesthetic. What? Nope. Okay, I didn't read that. It loaded too fast. I think it said you only have one chance to solve each case, which is... Ugh. All right. Oh my god. New evidence. Lots of evidence. Everything's coming in. Thought that part only, yeah? Okay, so I'm just going to assume that that's what it was talking about. There's a lot of people on this ship, actually. And again, it's absolutely gorgeously designed. Consult your map whenever you are trying to find a place on the ship. You can open it directly by pressing left stick button, I think is LSB. Stella's icon marks your current location. Use L to switch between selected locations. Okay. Is that me? Each location has a unique icon that is revealed once it has been discovered. Okay. So there's a few question marks I see on the outer perimeter there. Right now, you only have access to a small part of the ship that is relevant to your current tasks. As new cases open up, so will new areas. The Zephyr is a ringed spaceship as illustrated on the left side. Ah, yes, okay, I see that over there, that wheel over on the left. This means that if you move in one direction long enough, you will end up in the same place again. That's very true. That is how circles work. Repeat the tutorial? No, thank you. I am good on circles. So let's go back in and see if we can get acquainted with the map. All right, so I appear to be here. That appears to be the Stella icon. And I need to go up? I'm not totally sure how to read these lines yet. But the chief's bunk appears to be upstairs, at the very least.
I knew that Dad was worried about me. He'd noticed that I'd been sleeping a lot lately and virtually stopped socializing. I wasn't sure at the time what was wrong with me, but I found it harder and harder to get motivated.
Yeah, you're locked in a box in space. It's not unheard of. Oh, that's to move up levels. Cool. I thought I was going to be talking to somebody there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just noticing the lighting effects there. That's really cool. Yeah. Can I go upstairs? I can. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What do we have here? Remember to hold right trigger when moving to sprint. Thank you. Do you want me to be moving faster? I don't know. Oh, look at this room. What is this? Am I exploring too early here? Should I be coming back to this later? I feel like I might need to be coming back here later. Let's go talk with Dad first. Let's go see. Is this my dad's quarters? Or bunk, as they call it? Yes, I think so. What is it you wanted to show me? I wonder what kind of mystery we'll be solving? Yeah, so like, we're on a colony ship, right? Or generation ship as well, which means that it's an idea for interstellar colonization where you get a bunch of people on a ship, you send it to another solar system, and it's going to take more than one generation to get there. So, which means that at least one generation of people is going to be born, live their entire lives, and then die on this spaceship. That, I have to imagine, creates some psychological stress in people. So it's not impossible for this to be some sort of psychological break or maybe a murder. I could see a murder happening on a colony ship. Absolutely, no questions about it. Yeah, no, it's kind of a messed up concept, which is why people, one of the reasons why people haven't done it already, but also why people sort of in science fiction have tried to come up with ways around the colony ship concept, like sending them in cryosleep, which if you ever see the movie Passengers, that was the idea with Passengers, is that they're all, in suspended animation until they get to the destination. Or like Planet of Lana, which is a game that we played probably a year or so back at this point, and they just sent human embryos so that they could effectively just grow a human population once they get to their destination, and have the education and child rearing done by machines, which had its drawbacks. Murder is the classic, especially since there's no strangers on this ship. Everyone is stuck here. Yes, of course, because, crimes of passion, murder, these are things that are very typically done by people that you are closely related with. I'm also thinking of saboteur of some kind. Did you see Planet of Lana 2? I saw that it's out, but I haven't played it yet. I should really get on that. I should get on Planet of Lana 2, because I really liked the first game. Planet of Lana was a cool game. And you were just playing a game that was very similar to Planet of Lana. Unfortunately, I was kind of in and out because I was at work at the time when you were streaming that. But it looked very similar, like, gameplay-wise and kind of vibes-wise, of being, like, mostly unspoken, kind of relying on atmosphere and sound effects and visual design to do the storytelling. It was very cool. And so I'm excited for the sequel. Yeah, a saboteur on a colony ship could also be a really big problem. But it's also, like, kind of dumb. Like, okay, maybe somebody had a psychological break. That's always possible. But if you're sabotaging, like, the spaceship that you are in, then again, we kind of do that with Earth. I don't know. Earth, it lets you abstract because it's so big. Whatever. I feel like it's much more obviously dumb on a colony ship like this, where you can, like, see the outside of it. What is it you want to show me? Our messages from Earth for the Arrival Day celebrations came in earlier. Already? Arrival Day is still weeks away. Yeah, they always send the messages in advance to be sure we have them in time. Earth has a surprise for us this year. So they're in contact with Earth still. Okay. Hold on. Okay, this is the part where I need to I need to cool my jets a little bit and remind myself that this is a science fiction. I'm immediately thinking, like, okay, as this ship gets further and further from Earth, It's going to take longer and longer to send them a message. We're also re-entering Earth in at most a month? What? What do you mean? Oh, alarms, sirens outside. It's just a passing fire truck, I think. They said arrival day. Are they going somewhere else? Yeah, no, because like a colony ship, the idea is that you're sending colonists to another planet. So they came from Earth, and they're going to another star system. They said the name of it. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it'll be in my PDA logs eventually. So as they get further and further from Earth, it's going to take longer and longer to send them a message because the finite speed. I mean, I guess they could, hand wave it as say like you have some sort of faster than light communication. Whatever. It's science fiction. What surprise? Tell me already. Everyone got a private message from their relatives. We got our own personal message from Mum, Stella. Can you believe it? Sorry, I forget these people are British. Navigator Joseph already relayed it to me. Do you want to see it? Yes, of course. From Mum. So wait a minute. Dad's here, but Mom's on Earth? What happened? Okay, here we go. So this part is only for my family, right? Okay. Hi. Oh my god, I haven't prepared anything. They only just told me I could say something to you guys in private. How are you out there? I hope things are going better than they are on Earth. We've been having rolling blackouts again. I was so worried they'd get in the way of this recording. Okay, so left Earth for survival reasons, maybe. Anyway, I wanted to say that we recently received the video you sent last year. Stella, I had never seen you in that uniform before. Wow. And William, you look like you haven't aged a day. Still the handsome young man I met 40 years ago. Remember that night? We were on a ship of all places. What was it called? Something Sparrow? Or I'm mixing it up now. Do you think it's like a Noah's Ark situation? They didn't send the whole family to preserve just in case the mission failed? I mean, it's not uncommon for colony ships to be sort of a desperate last-ditch effort. I mean, so... you were there when I played I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, which is kind of the same idea. It was a colony ship, but that one was like a single-generation sort of thing, because they were going to a wormhole at the edge of the outer solar system. But they went for a rather interesting reason, which was sort of like they were in a cult, and yeah, they were like their own rebel group. They were in some like rebel or cult thing, and they were like, nah, hell with Earth. We're taking our foundation and blasting off to another solar system. This appears to be something more official, right? Like if you're exchanging messages between Earth and the ship, this has to be like officially sanctioned by some kind of government. Huh? I'm so proud of both of you. This mission is such an incredible, enormous thing you're doing. Everyone on Earth is rooting for you. It's been so many years since you left, and it still doesn't feel real. I really hope these messages get to you. I worry about it every year. I don't know how they do it. It's all magic to me. You'll see more of me in the public video, unless you watched that already. Happy Arrival Day! You say that, right? Love you both. That was it. Seems like they weren't given much time to record these. I'm just glad she had the opportunity at all. Is this going to be part of the yearly update from now on? I don't know. Maybe there's something about it in the other files. They just came in an hour ago. Don't tell anyone about it yet, okay? Sure. You know me, not much of a talker anyway. I know. If you'll excuse me, I have to go talk to the captain. At this time of day? This can't wait. Sorry, I'll explain later. What the... I thought she would be older than them because of the time dilation, but is the other way. Okay, so... The time dilation is another thing that I hadn't even gotten into yet. So it depends on how fast they're going, first of all. If they're not moving very fast, it's possible you don't get much time dilation. So if they're moving at all, there's going to be a little bit of time dilation. So one of the things that's sort of tricky about relativity is figuring out, like, from what frame of reference the time moves. Why did you autosave then? I didn't do anything. Like, what frame of reference is being considered and, like, how the time dilation works with that. For what it's worth, yes, we have to scrutinize the entire sci-fi game. So this was a thing. Artemis just happened. Yeah, I mean, we're in the science mood. We might as well apply a scientific lens to this. So the thing about reference frames is that, you know, if one person is on Earth and another person is in a spaceship moving away from Earth, the rule of time dilation is that moving clocks run slow. Right? So if you're moving faster through space, you are moving slower through time. So you'll age less if you're moving. But the thing is, from Earth's reference frame, the spaceship is moving away, so it should be its clock should be ticking slower. But from the ship's reference frame, the Earth is the thing that's moving. And it should be ticking slower. This is called the twin paradox, and it's a very common thing to throw out when you're teaching relativity for the first time. It's like, okay, how do you solve this paradox? I'm not going to get into the math right now. Suffice it to say that for the purposes of our story, I think we're the ones who are going to be aging less. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I looked at the math, but I think it's fine. It's also, if we're not moving that fast, it's not going to be a big difference. So unless they quote unless at some point they quote the actual velocity of the ship, I don't know if we're going to need to have that discussion. Hello, Ark. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? It's good to see you here. Thank you for the first time chat as well. We are playing Between Horizons because we're in a space mood. I'm in a space mood anyway, and we're just starting out. We're on a Generation colony ship. We just got messages from Earth as part of an annual arrival day celebration, and nothing has quite gone wrong yet. So we're still kind of searching around for the inciting incident. That's what I believe, but the mom didn't look older, so I thought it was interesting. It's also possible they just have, like, better longevity medicine in whatever future this is. Who knows? Yes, hello, hello. All right, I guess let's start poking around. See... But because in my opinion, that's actually the most likely way that we're going to solve the, you know, the generation ship problem, or just sort of like the general problem of, you know, it taking multiple light years to get from star system to star system. Is like, I think we'll probably just make it so that we live longer. I'm getting a call. What's going on tonight? Sergeant Aldrich. Wait, Adulrich. Adulrich? Twitch had an ad hiccup, so I'm on a half-minute delay. But at work right now, and it's super slow. A half-minute delay? Interesting. I mean, I'm sure you're clever enough to have tried all the typical tech support, pausing and unpausing, refreshing the page. I trust you to to handle yourself accordingly. But yeah, hope work is not going too horrible. Super slow, I think, is better than super packed. Excuse me. You also didn't ask why she had to keep this a secret, knowing it's a detective game. So I'm like, why not? Yeah, I am kind of role-playing a little bit, where it's like I wouldn't be super suspicious at this point. Adelrich, I think is what he's called. Assistant Chief Stella, are you with your father? He just left. Wants to talk to the captain. Then maybe you can step in. Can you come talk to me at the security office? Sure, I'll be there in a minute. Are you all suited up? I am. Why? You might have to look into something. I'll explain when you're here. Hey, we might have another mystery on our hands, gang. Oh yeah, I should probably check those records. It seems like you may need to brush up on your suit's scanning ability. Trigger it by pressing X. Objects you can investigate are highlighted in blue for a short period of time. Collect them by walking in range and pressing A before they stop glowing. Ooh. New evidence, bonsai. Whoa, okay, hold on. We've got a lot of things going on here. We're going to be doing reading, I think. This is going to be a reading game. Got my water here. Once a clue has been collected, an entry about it is created in your PDA's evidence tab. New and updated clues are marked with a special icon. Try finding more now by hitting X. Repeat tutorial? No, I think I'm good on that. Well, first off, let's check what we have already. My dad is waiting for me in his bunk upstairs. Already got to that. Wants to see me at the security office. Cool. Evidence. Bonsai. My dad's bonsai tree. It's been in my dad's bunk ever since I can remember. He always liked to brag about it being the only one on the ship. Apparently, people around him gave it a month to live when he brought it on board. Miraculously, even though it hasn't grown much since, it's still here 33 years later. Unfortunately, it seems like it finally started wilting slowly a few months ago. Okay. So, ship time at least, it's been 33 years. Which I think makes me, my character, at least 33 years old. Or like roughly. Because Mom's back on Earth and Dad's on the ship. So I feel like, is this a plastic plant? No, because it is apparently like wilting. Recently it's started wilting. So I think it is actually alive. He just kept it alive for 33 years. So, based on my knowledge of how children work, I think if he got on the ship 33 years ago, then I need to be at least, 32, 33 years old. Security office. The icon is the plus. Okay. The office I share with my two sergeants, Adelrich and Paul. Paul. You must find the spice, Paul. William, my dad is the only role model I've ever had. Not like I've been given much of a choice. Details, age 59. Residence, chief's bunk, chief of security. Okay, so if he's 59, it's been 33 years since he got on the ship. So he got on at age 26? Damn. Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi is one of a few dozen personal pets on the Zephyr. A few dozen? Really? Aren't there like 1,700 people on this ship? Like all pets, she was bred on the farm floor. I got her 4 years ago, and she's been living with me ever since. I sometimes take her to the park downstairs on a leash, but she seems to prefer sleeping in my bunk all day. Age 4, residence my bunk, occupation pet. It's her job. It's her profession, nay. My bunk, the bunk assigned to the assistant chief. Okay, these are like locations. Wait. Yeah, these are locations. The bunk assigned to the Zephyr's chief of security. I grew up here with my dad before I got my own bunk. My mom, she lives back on Earth. I only know her through rare video messages. She's 58, Earth, and occupation biologist. One of my 2 advisors and a close confidant of my father. He knows a lot about the Zephyr and its population. Okay, so he is the security sergeant. Cool. Now, let's try this scanning. Already got the bonsai. What are you? Oops. Didn't get it in time. Portrait of Bill and Liz. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got there. Portrait of Bill and Liz. Portrait of my parents. Mom wanted to join the mission as well, but she had to stay on Earth because it turned out she suffers from a cardiovascular condition, making it impossible for her to survive in space. Oh, wow. That's deeply unfortunate. Also, kind of surprising that I was let on the ship, if it's possible that I had, like, I mean, I guess they would have been able to screen for that. If it's a congenital condition, they'd be able to check and see if I had that when I was born. So, I probably cleared that check. Doomed sci-fi romance. You love to see it. Alright, I think that's about all we've got in here. Wait a minute, why did... No, okay, that was fine. Oh my god, the loading screen.
But I didn't understand why this detail was such a big deal to him. And what did the captain know about it?
Yeah. So, that is convenient that I can just go to a direct map here. We're loading way too fast. We're too good. The RAM is too good. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Sergeant Aldritz wants to see me at the security office. And the security office, I think, is here? Yes. So, I can go downstairs, I think. Yes. Yes, I can go downstairs. I have this power. Gotta unoptimize the game to see the pretty art. It's not... The problem isn't even the art. The loading screens apparently have, like, tips, but I can't read them before... before it loads into the next section. And it seems like some of them have pretty important things to say. Okay, can't go in any of these. Oh, okay. Picture of a galaxy. That's neat. This room is interesting. I wanna figure out what this room is eventually. Can I see that on the map? What does the map say this room is? Go sideways, please. Up. Can I not access that? Is that like a subway terminal? Okay, fine. Oh, yeah, security office. Cool. Oh, I could have done a scan there. I guess I can do that when I go back out. Pressing A nearby a person will start a conversation with them if they have something to say to you. If they don't, the speech bubble symbol above their head will be missing or grayed out. Cool. That's not above their head. Good evening, sergeants. Assistant Chief. Hey, Stel. Okay, this is Paul. Can I actually... No, I cannot open the menu during dialogue. Okay, good to know. Paul, address her properly. Come on, Dad. We should stick to protocol. He is right. We should stick to protocol, Sergeant Paul. Okay, but is Paul your first name or your last name? Because that... I'm confused about that. Of course. My sincere apologies, Assistant Chief. Anyway, let's talk about the reason I called you. A door in the network area triggered a security alert. We've had some false reports due to defective sensors lately, so it might be nothing. However, I tried to check in with programmer Aaron, who works down there, and he isn't answering his PDA. It's possible that he's wearing noise protection, but we should make sure everything's all right. Could you take the elevator down to the inner hull and have a look? Of course. Should I ask for an enforcer to come along? I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, it's pretty sus. Guy in the network area isn't responding to calls. That's not good. Programmer Aaron should be in the network office. Alright, I'll make sure he's okay and report back. All your dialogues are recorded in your PDA. Oh, okay, this is just a record. And it's sorted by character, that's good. If you ever find that your journals aren't detailed enough, you can reread any conversation right here. Oh, this is going to be needed at some point, isn't it? Repeat tutorial? No, we're good. Alright, let's review some stuff. Paul, one of my 2 sergeants and my closest friend whenever we're off the clock. Alright, so he's 28. He's probably about the same age as me. Assistant Sergeant's bunk and Assistant Sergeant. Okay. Good to know, good to know. All the rest of this. Oh, yeah. Network office. An office where the engineer and the programmer responsible for the network area work. Is that a network for the whole ship? Where are we going, first of all? Here. Going there. Right, so we're going to take the elevator down, pass by here, and go to the network office. Alright, that makes sense. So I can not talk to either of you? No, and it also gives me a little fart sound. That's also good to know. I can do investigations. Let me investigate. I am pinging my environment for investigations. I don't think I can investigate either of these, because I already know about them. Okay. Back out to the main hall. Progress is autosaved frequently, but something... God. Security office. I am just going to quickly run back into this room and do a ping of this to see if anything can be taught to me. Does not look like it. What is that thing in the back? There's a portrait in the background. Is that a picture of Earth? It looks like continents and stuff. Or I guess it could be the alien planet? Well, maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. Alright. See, this is the annoying part, is now I'm going to be pinging the entire time. Alright, we're going down to level -1, I think. How are you -1? There's no ground for it to be below. This is just level 1. Or level 0? How can this be level -1? What does that mean in the context of a spaceship? What the? Yeah, no, this is not good. What happened to the door? Broken door. We have an ad coming in 3 minutes, everybody. Brace yourselves for that. Maybe so pedestrians don't get confused, but realistically it's silly. But it's like, it's not like you have to have a level -1. Broken door. I like how we can peek into the other room already. And don't worry about it. I actually haven't looked in there. Door was forcibly pried open. Forcibly pried. This door must have triggered the alarm in the network area. Looks like it wasn't a faulty sensor this time. It was pried open, so somebody tried to get in here. Network access point. What is the network access point? A room dedicated to accessing and monitoring the ship's various networks. Authorized access only. Yeah, I would have to imagine. This is effectively... I mean, it might not be the only network access point, but if it is, then this is effectively the ship's communications hub. This is an extremely important section. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. Medical terminal data. A terminal monitoring the transfer of data through one of the ship's various networks. Only the workers in the network area are cleared to access the terminal. I'm invested. I'm invested too. We're in. I am so in. Medical data terminal. What about you? Food network terminal. Oh, are these just all the different terminals are down? Transfer of data through one of the ship's various networks. Yeah. All right, so medical data, food data, all of these are bad things to be compromised. Intranet. Yeah, that's the internal network. Recycling. PDA network. Oh, this is why the PDAs are disconnected from everything. The network terminal has gone down. How has nobody checked this yet? The most important network, food. I used to watch the Food Network. Nobody's here. Programmer Aaron. Oh god, somebody is here. I think this was on my wish list, but it's okay since I have a lot of games. Yeah, I'm performing a public service, really. I'm whittling down your wish list. The lunch menus are integral to the running of the ship. No, like actually for real. What's that saying? Like the society is 9 missed meals away from anarchy and revolution. So the food is very important. Food Network is good. I used to watch Food Network whenever I was like visiting somebody's house who had cable because we didn't get Food Network at home. But it's always fascinating that like, man, we really used to just put any old shit on TV, didn't we? We had an entire network about food. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but realistically, like, this is what we were doing with our resources. Aaron, are you all right? Not a huge spoiler, but I saw it said multiple endings. That's intriguing. Well, yeah, I have to imagine, like, if you can only attempt a case once and you mess it up, that's got to have consequences, right? Ooh. Fuck. Aaron, what's wrong? What happened? My head hurts so bad. It's bruised in the back. Can you move? It is? Ugh. Ouch. What happened? He is alive. He's alive. He's upright. These are all fantastic signs. I think someone was here. Someone was here? What do you mean? I went to the cafeteria for my evening break, but I returned a little earlier than usual. I've been working on a new data routing algorithm today, and I had an idea I didn't want to forget. When I came back, the door to the network area was broken. I wanted to check if everything was all right in my office, and when I came in here, there was someone standing next to my desk. What? Who? I don't know. I think a man. He was wearing a disguise. I turned to run back out, but he jumped me. He hit my head with something. That's all I remember. Shit. Give me a second, I'll get help. Alright, so it's looking like maybe might be a sabotage thing. Dad? Something happened down here. Aaron was attacked. Attacked? How's he doing? He seems okay, but his head is bruised. I'll send a medical team. Who attacked him? I don't know. He said the person was disguised. Seems like they broke into the network area. The door at the entrance has been cracked open. I'll inform Sergeant Adelrich, and I'll join you as soon as I can. Do you have your weapon on you? Yeah, I do. Good. I'll be there in a few minutes, okay? In the meantime, you should have a look around and talk to Programmer Aaron. Right, okay. Investigate the scene. It's our first clue-gathering scene. Alright, this is a detective game in space. We are in the game right now. I am so into this. Yeah, Saboteur, it's looking like. Which, again, it kind of begs the question of, like, how are you convinced to sabotage the ship that is keeping you alive? Like, what has to be the promise? Like, what do you... Either you've gone violently insane, and you're doing this of your own twisted whim, or or you're working for someone, and you're trying to sabotage the ship on somebody else's behalf. Like, that's weird. Look around and talk to programmer Aaron. Maybe you can find out what the intruder wanted in the network area. Okay. Watch your back. I'll be there soon. All right. Time to do a little bit of detective work. Aaron, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Let me think. Do you have any idea what the intruder was doing in here? Unless it was your reason for being here, or maybe something more nefarious. But again, like, you're stuck on the ship. Whether it was your intention to come here and do this or not, you're still stuck on the ship that you're sabotaging. Like, I don't know, maybe he's got like... he's got like somebody waiting to pick him up afterwards, after he sabotages. Like, it could be the case. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out, because we're the detectives, and it's our job to do that. What kind of job title is programmer? It's like they don't trust Aaron with the full duties of being IT guy. Yeah, no, he's just for code. That's all he does. He doesn't actually implement anything. He just writes code. Any idea what the intruder was doing in here? I haven't had much time to think about it yet. But since we're in the network area, I'll wager a guess and say that it was something network related. Okay, Aaron, I think I probably could have figured that one out myself. I don't mean to belittle you. You've just come back into consciousness after getting beaten down, but like, yeah, I think I can figure that it's probably network related. Kind of sucks that it's one programmer on the clock. Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine they've got more than one programmer on the ship, right? They've gotta. I can take a look around, see if I notice anything unusual. No, you should take it easy until the medical team is here. I'll investigate the rooms and let you know if I find anything. Thank you. What do I find in this area? What exactly do I find in this area? The various ship networks can be monitored from here. You can access them via the terminals next door, but only if you have access rights or my special tool. You have a special tool. I see. Let me think. That's all for now. Alright, can I have the special tool? Hey, what's this? This device you find on the floor looks out of place. Hello, Kixie! Hello, hello! Hello, hello! Sorry, I need to do manual shoutouts today because my bot is broken, so let me, shout you out real quick. Hello, Kixie! Shout out. Call me Kixie. Everyone go check out Kixie. They're really cool. Play lots of indie games. Just a good time all around. Hello, I hope the day is treating you well. We are knee deep. Thank you so much for the shout out. Of course, longtime friend of the stream, Kixie. Gotta do it. So we are knee deep in a mystery now. All your friends play indie games? Well, indie games are just better these days. I mean, part of that is just like sheer number. Like, a larger number of indie games can be produced in the same time and budget that a single AAA game can be produced in. So, like, if a AAA game is bad or just kind of meh, like, you can have, I don't know, 10 indie games produced in that same time and budget, and the odds that you're going to find something good in that 10 is much higher. So the indie game space is really where it's at right now. In my opinion, that's my estimation of the situation right now. Yeah, indie games just really cool. I think this is an indie game as well. I don't know. If somebody wants to check and see if this is an indie game, or I didn't recognize the name of the company. True, if I played a bad $15 game compared to a $60 one, I'd dust off my shoulder. Yeah, no, literally, it's just like for $15, it's like, yeah, okay, fine. I didn't like the game, but it was short and quick, and we'll move on to the next one and see what we like there. Eventually, you're gonna hit on something that you enjoy. They made this game and one more before. Yes, I do remember that. So, at the very least, they're new developers, even if they're not indie. They look indie to me. This looks like an indie game. This device on the floor looks out of place. Maybe programmer Aaron can tell me more about it. I should show it to him. Yeah, so for context, Kixie, you're just coming in right now. We're on a Generation colony ship. Somebody has broken into the data network center and beaten the programmer unconscious. They just woke up. We don't know why anyone broke in or who. And this is probably a big problem because on a big fancy spaceship like this, if somebody gets into the network that's not supposed to be there, that could be lots, heaping help and a trouble down the line. We are also a security officer, a detective, and we are on the case. They're making 2 more games. One of them looks cool. Honestly, this game looks so cool, I might be interested in checking out some of their other stuff. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I should show it to him. You've just found an interesting clue. Okay, so I guess the other clues weren't interesting. Hey, look what I found, Aaron. No wonder they don't trust you to do anything more than programming. You keep leaving your shiny bits around. You can't leave the access keys out in the open. How many times do we have to tell you this? Progress in your cases will often be made by showing the right evidence to the right people. Regardless of whether or not a person has something to tell you, it is always possible to show them a clue you collected. To do so, press Y and choose what you'd like to talk about. Repeat tutorial? No. Alright, so this is scanning, first of all. Yeah. So I can... Oh, that's good. I can show you... network tool. Do you know what this is? Of course, that's one of my tools. Where did you find this? Next to the door, to the network access point. I definitely didn't put it there. Do you think that the tool could have been used by the intruder? I'm sure. You need it to access and manipulate the data on the terminals in the network access point. So that's probably what they wanted in here. Is there a way to find out what they did exactly? Huh. Would be a good start if we knew which network they manipulated. Whoa, lots of stuff. I'll grant you access to the terminals. Thank you. What can I see on those screens? Each terminal shows a visualization of data that was sent through their respective networks over the past 24 hours. Farad created the visualization a while back, and to make it readable for non-technical users. The left side is data being sent, the right side is data being received. If a network was manipulated, there should be some irregularity on one of the terminals. I'll have a look, thank you. Your first case. Progress is being tracked in your PDA. The solution to a case is always a piece of evidence. Okay. You can assign it from the selection here. Once a solution has been assigned, a submit button will appear. After hitting that button, you can no longer change the solution and the case is closed. You alone decide at what point to submit the solution. However, be careful if you aren't confident in your conclusions just yet. There is no going back. Right, they emphasize this at multiple occasions now. Repeat tutorial? No, I don't think that's necessary. Let's go into the network room and check for discrepancies in any of these terminals. Can I not? Taking another look around an environment you visited earlier is often worth it if you have a suspicion that something changed in the meantime. For example, you may find objects that were altered in some way, weren't there before, or weren't considered relevant yet. When you collect a clue again after it was changed, the title, description, and image of its PDA entry may be updated. Repeat tutorial? No. Let me go back to the evidence tab here and just check what we're looking at. PDA Network Terminal. Right, and they give you the updated information on the side here. Cool. Programmer Aaron granted me temporary access. He said that the screen shows a visualization of the data being transmitted through the network over the past 24 hours. The amount of data sent on the left side should be the same as the amount of data received on the right side. Okay. So I can't, like, view it on the screen, but I can recollect these images. Okay. That's all that sorted. Now, looks like one of these is going to be incorrect. So we're going to have to figure out what each of these symbols means. My guess is that, like, each tally counts as one piece of data, and the box counts as like a packet of data. So it might mean like 5 tallies or 10 tallies feels like too much. Wait a minute. Okay, so if I'm correct, all right, you've got 2 lines, 1 box, 1 box. Then you got 4 lines, 1 box, 2 tallies. So, if we're saying that the information has to be the same on both sides, or the amount of information, then the box will stay the same value, the 2 tallies will stay the same value, and that would mean that each box is 4 tallies. That does make a certain geometric sense, right? A box is 4 lines. So let's see if that's consistent across the rest of the other terminals. So you got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the right side. So if I'm right that the box is 4 tallies, that is also consistent. 2, 4, 6, plus 4 is 10. We got 8, 9, 10 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, that translates into a box. Wait a minute, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's also correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Huh. All right. That goes from 11 to 12. All right. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9, 10. Yes, that's consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just double checking my math on this. I don't want my first error in this game to be a math error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, okay. The PDA network terminal does not match. The data going out does not match the data coming in, or whichever. The data sent on the left side does not match the data received on the right side. So, the PDA network terminal was apparently interfered with. And if I'm right, we've been aware of missing data across a large number of affected PDAs. Yeah. So this has been a problem. People have noticed this, that the PDAs have been compromised in some way. All right, let's get to talking to you, actually. I can't talk to you. What if I show you this? Can I do that? Can I show you the evidence that I'd collected? PDA network terminal. So what exactly do I see on those terminals? A visual... no, this is just a general explanation. All right. A visualization of data that was sent and received on each network in the past 24 hours. The amount of data sent on the left should always be equal to the received amount on the right. The terminals are intended for monitoring only, but it is theoretically possible to add or remove data. If a manipulation like that took place, the amount of data on the left and right won't match up anymore. How about this specific one? Do you see anything off with it? There might be. I'd have to study it closely. No, you should take it easy. I can inspect it myself. Just one more question. They all look different on the left and right. So I suppose the square represents multiple of those lines. Okay, yeah, no, this is if you didn't want to work out what the square meant. That's correct, but I couldn't tell you how many. You can't? You can't tell me how many? Friend, I think you might be in worse shape than you think. We should send you to the sickbay. Farad looks at these things daily, but it's been a while since I had a look myself. All right, fine. Maybe you get an excuse this one time. Friendly and enthusiastic guy who works in the network area in the inner hull. Oh, and it also tells me... Whoa, okay, hold on. General... The intruder. Someone seemed to have broken in the network area in the inner hull. How do I... Can I not scroll? It's not letting me scroll. Kind of. Oh, okay. That one worked. Manipulate one of the ship's networks. Look at one of the terminals. Yeah, no, I think I've figured this one out. Medical data, food network, internet, recycling, PDA, terminal. All right. We're going to try this on our own for the first time. Hold your breath. We're submitting our first case. Are you sure you want to submit the case? Yes, I think it is very clear that the PDA terminals have been compromised. Stella, everything all right? Programmer Aaron, how do you feel? I feel all right, Chief, but I'll get myself checked out to be sure. I found out what the intruder was up to. He manipulated one of the ship's networks. Good job. I think I even know which one. Could you have a look, Programmer Aaron? Of course, let me see. Hang on, wait a minute. You said you weren't able to do this 5 minutes ago. Yeah, you're right. Looks like some malware was injected into the PDA network. You agree? Good. I mean, not good. Excellent work, Stella. Thanks, Dad. Listen. I actually came out here to tell you something else. I've been thinking about what the intruder's plan was exactly. These terminals in the access point only contain very recent information flowing from each network to our central servers. If the guy was after recent data, he could have accessed it right there using my tool, but he may have injected malware instead. The terminals are connected to the big servers down the hall for regular backups. Maybe his plan was to exploit this connection. For what purpose? I can only assume to override access rights, so we can extract historical data from there. Would he have to physically go there to do that? Correct. Stella, follow me, now. Okay, we're going. Power node A. I passed by something, I don't know what that was. Alright, we're in the server room. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of servers. It's just in a cloak. Hey, stop. Stella, let's go. We're moving. We're grooving. Oh, I'm not even controlling this. Enough! One more step and I'll shoot. Okay, no, you are definitely disguised. Lie flat on the ground. Now. Whoa, okay. Oh my god, he just did a cool move. Damn it, we're fighting against somebody cool. What happened? Are we okay? We're okay for now. Oh my god. What happened? Ugh. The door is crushing me. What can I do? Why is it closing? They're sealing up. There must have been a breach. Where's the override? I don't think there is one. Fuck, what should I do? What should I do? Stella, listen to me. Sparrow was our code word. What? What are you talking about? Liz tried to say, something's wrong. What? Wait a minute. Something's wrong on Earth? Okay, so Sparrow is a code word between husband and wife to alert the other of danger secretly? And she said Sparrow in the message. Okay, no, something's going on. Is Earth trying to sabotage the ship? Is someone on Earth trying to sabotage the ship? Yeah, already, first of all, the parent death. Not great. Dad? Dad! And his body will be returned to the ship. He will stay with us until all of our journey ends. On a more personal note, I want to say that William was not only the best chief of security I could have ever wished for, but also a dear friend. I did not expect him to go before me, and I was not prepared for it. I don't think I could have been. Right, so I'm guessing Talia's like the ship's captain or leader. I would also like to take this opportunity to put any rumors to rest. William's death was a deeply unfortunate combination of circumstances. Yeah, sure. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. A cargo box came loose due to a malfunction and pierced a hole in the floor of the inner hull. Air began to stream out into the vacuum of the outer hull. The resulting loss of air pressure caused the emergency doors to shut. He did say he went to chat with the captain beforehand. She probably knows some stuff. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. This is suspicious. Thanks to the swift intervention of our brave mechanics, the breach could be contained shortly thereafter. However,
I kept staring at the notes for my speech, even though I wasn't reading a word of it. We had agreed to frame my father's death as an
it was an
unfortunate
agreement.
accident, to keep the intruder a secret in the name of public peace and safety. It was our highest imperative. If there was a person between the ship's population and their safety, they would get crushed by design. There was no security override to save the individual. In a way, this concept made sense to me. It had to. After all, I was the chief of security now.
Okay, so you're in on it. Like, you know that she's not telling the truth, and you agreed to this. Interesting. Between Horizons. I get the title now. I get the meaning of it. Because you're between two worlds. You're in transit. Our room's kind of empty, no? New message, Talia. You just received a message. Open your PDA to view it. Yeah, no, we have a lot of notes. Comms. You should talk to the sender in person if you want to respond. Repeat tutorial? No. Alright, we have a lot of notes to go over. Happy Arrival Day. Today marks the 33rd arrival day, with 100 left to celebrate on the ship. Alright, so 133-year journey. They said at one point how far away the planet was. I would need to go back and like do the actual math. But I think given the numbers that they have given us, we could actually do the math and figure out how fast the ship is moving. We could work backward and do the math. I'm not going to do that on stream unless people really want that. But I think the math is possible now. A special presentation awaits tonight at the Earth Museum, followed by a screening of this year's messages from Earth. Alright, General. These just go in a list, I guess. I've decided to start a dedicated journal about the case in the network area. Captain Talia asked me to come to her office. Wait, so we're not landing anywhere? Just a yearly thing they do? Yeah, I think... I think the confusion is that they call it Arrival Day. They're not arriving anywhere. It's just... like, I think it's just like the 1-year anniversary of the launch. They are landing somewhere. Like they're landing in like 133 years at the destination planet. Like that's where they're eventually going to be landing. But the Arrival Day thing is, I think, just a celebration they do every year. Arrival is not a good name for it. I have to agree. Alright, so not much there. The intruder. I'm gonna try assuming a plausible number. Okay, case closed. She wants us to come to her office. Okay, good. That's something that we were planning on doing. Anyway, we had a lot of evidence here. Captain's office. Talia, captain of the Zephyr and leader of our mission. I was right. Server room. Power node A, one of the 4 power nodes distributing electricity across the ship. Okay, I just sort of passed by that one without investigating it. Something has changed here, actually. It's technically my bunk now, but I don't feel like moving in just yet. My dad's stuff is still more or less untouched since he died. Yeah, that's fair. I'm supposed to move out now that I'm chief. Oh, we're chief now. But I can't find the strength for it. Talia doesn't push me too much for now, but I'll have to do it soon. Yeah, we're gonna need to give pets to Chi-Chi. He died a few weeks ago, making me the chief of security. Hi, Chi-Chi. I can show you evidence. I'm glad you're doing better, Chi-Chi. I have some things to take care of. Don't go running off again, okay? Who's the best girl? Pet Chi-Chi. You are. That's right. Can I show... What evidence can I show Chi-Chi? The bonsai tree? I don't think that... Can I show Chi-Chi herself? Imagine if you show Chi-Chi evidence and they eat it. Oh, that would be terrible, actually. Chi-Chi did not respond to the evidence at all. Maybe they're a sniffer. They may be. They might be. If you feel stumped, walk around.
To allow myself to grieve, live through the pain to overcome it. I tried to bottle it all up instead, but my thoughts kept circling to the events of that night. It had been weeks, and we still had no idea who we'd been chasing down there, or what they'd tried to accomplish. I kept thinking that things would have played out differently if only I'd acted faster. I worked a lot to keep my mind in check. Everybody was out celebrating Arrival Day, but I was glad that the captain called me over.
Okay. So it is Arrival Day currently. And it's also been a couple weeks since the events in the lower decks, the server room. Remind me, where am I headed? Captains... No, nothing in that direction. I'm way far from where I should be. There's a power node. Yeah, we were chasing through here. There's the server room. Captain's office. That's where we're headed. So we need to find the elevator. I guess just go downstairs. And then across, and then up the elevator. Alright. We've done this route before. I figure I don't have to ping all the time unless I'm, like, actively investigating. But part of me still wants to. Oh, nope, I want to go out and over. This way. Yeah. I can also sprint. Alright, elevator up. Thank you. Locker room. One message was deleted by a moderator. Ah, no, not quite. Interesting. Where am I headed? At least Saribot is working? Yeah, maybe I should just get Saribot to do everything. Saribot will tell you if an ad's incoming, right? I should maybe try and set that up, at least. Because that didn't even work on my normal bot. Alright, Captain's office. First, get a lay of the land. What is this? Bridge. Oh, can I not get there? I cannot get there. Everything in this direction. Oh, it's the top of this thing. Wait a minute. I've seen this part before. Every time you walk by that galaxy hologram, I think it's a brain scan for a split second. I don't blame you. It's I think it's partially like the hologram vibes of it that kind of makes it look like an MRI or something. Do I live up here? My dad used to live up here, I think. Yeah. Oh, I cannot access that right now. Okay, so I could have gotten up here in any instance. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by this big, like, hologram room that seems to be at the center of this section. Alright, let's pay a visit to the captain. Elias. Hello, Elias. Chief Stella, I'm sure you're here to see the captain. Just go through whenever you need to talk to her. If she's too busy, she'll let you know by locking her door. Oh, I know. Thank you. Right. Oh, this is interesting. They have portraits of what I presume are each of the captains. So this guy on the left here was the first captain, and this, I presume, is Talia in the middle. Or maybe that's the second captain. That could be a different person. I don't know. It would have been cool if it was like a live tracking of the space journey for people to see when they pass. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. Though it wouldn't change very quickly. It might just... I mean, you're effectively just having a statue there doing that, because the ship does not move quickly enough for the image to change appreciably over the course of, like, a year. Maybe over the course of a lifetime you'd be able to notice a difference. Captains, yes. I wonder if I can actually scan that? No. And then this appears to be the other side of the hologram wall. Interesting, interesting. Captain Talia, you wanted to talk to me. Chief Stella, thank you for coming so quickly, especially on arrival day. Unfortunately, some matters cannot wait. During a routine inspection of the inner hull B, Enforcer Bodo caught Janitor Rose removing plating from the wall. She was in the process of retrieving a piece of paper hidden inside a secret compartment. A piece of paper? We secured it. Please have a look for yourself. It's on the table over there. Talia wants you to read the letter on the table. Now that it is relevant to your investigations, you can have a closer look. Gasp. Yeah, the thing is, I'm sus of the captain. Because this is kind of like a metagaming thing, but like, we got to see the eyes of the person in the cloak. And they were kind of like grizzled eyes. And so I'm kind of suspecting the captain now. Now, this is the part where I start suspecting literally everybody that I encounter. And so if you play the dice enough, you eventually win, right? That's what a gambler thinks. Investigate the letter and give it a read in your PDA, then show it to Talia to hear her talk about it. Yes, okay. First off, I think, letter on the table, I should give a read and then talk to her about it. Yeah, okay, that's just sort of generally keeping me updated on the missions. Suspicious letter. Right. A message written on paper that Janitor Rose retrieved from behind a wall in the inner hull. Wall in the inner hull. Hello again. Thank you for your message. We have great sympathy for your struggle. You are not alone in thinking that more democracy is needed on the Zephyr, and our cause grows stronger every day. Come to the Arrival Day installation in the Earth Museum tonight. Maybe it's the Earth Museum. Maybe that's what we're seeing in the big hologram room. Talk to one of the job representatives and mention the word freedom. The symbol on this letter will be on their uniform, not necessarily in this color. Sorry, I'm moving myself around a little bit so I can read this. Ednia, if you would not mind. What even is this? I don't even know what I'm highlighting here. My OBS has gotten too cluttered. The symbol on this letter, which I guess is those 3 lines, will be on their uniform, not necessarily in this color. Another hint can be found inside this very compartment. With this, you should have all the information you need. Yes, saboteur. Or maybe, I don't know. It's possible that this is a red herring. Because again, why would somebody who wants to free the people on the Zephyr sabotage the Zephyr? Like they damaged the ship. They caused a hull breach. That seems incongruent with the mission of freeing the people on the Zephyr. I suppose they could be liars, but... Oh, excuse me. Clearly I did not get enough sleep last night. What do you make of this? I was hoping to get an assessment from my chief of security. So you think this is a red herring from the captain? I think that there actually is a freedom movement, like an underground freedom movement, but I'm not seeing how that connects with sabotaging the ship. Of like, so they get into the network, they look at this suspicious group instead of the real problem. Yeah, that could definitely still be the case. So the fact that they got into the PDA network, spliced in some malware to give them, I think, security access to the server room, the like historical data. How does that conform with being willing to damage the ship that they're trying to free? That doesn't add up to me. Not yet, anyway. It's possible new information could come to light at any point along the story. Work's picking up, so I gotta head out. Good luck with the investigations. Thank you so much for stopping by, Arcanus. I gave you a salute in real life. Good luck with work. Hopefully things don't get too hectic. Have a good rest of your day. Well, it sounds troubling. The wording is a little opaque, but unless it's some sort of game, it seems like someone is trying to put together a dissident movement on the ship. The fact that the letter was hidden inside a wall doesn't exactly make it less suspicious. I agree. What's more, it reads like this is not the first letter in this communication. Do you think that whoever wrote this has something to do with... Let's not jump to conclusions, but we need to find out what's behind this as soon as possible. Okay, so that's at least a little bit comforting from the captain, is that she said let's not jump to conclusions. If she was trying to like frame this group, it's possible that if she was trying to be really obvious about it, she would be like, yes, we think that this is involved, or like to deliberately try and shift us onto that track. Now, it's possible she might just be taking a more subtle hand with this, right? She's older, she's more experienced, she would know that, maybe if you try and push someone too hard, that would itself cast suspicion on you. So, like, she might just trust that we'll go in that direction ourselves. It's possible she might be taking a subtle touch. Division among the population could jeopardize the mission, especially if it goes unaddressed for too long. Now, the letter contains instructions on making contact with another person at the arrival day festivities. We will keep a close eye on the event later tonight. Till then, we have some time to figure out what we're dealing with. I need you to look into two things. I will open a separate case about each of them. Your first assignment, find out the intended recipient of this letter. We already have a prime suspect here, Janitor Rose, who was caught retrieving it from its hiding spot. However, when Enforcer Bodo was leading Rose away, she ran into someone else who was not supposed to be down there. Who? Technician Lewis. His presence in the inner hull seems suspicious. We can't rule out the possibility that he was there to retrieve the letter, and that Janitor Rose just happened upon it. You know I don't usually intrude into your personal life, but I have to ask, will you be able to remain impartial investigating him? Yes, of course. Oh, do we have a history with Lewis? Good. You might also want to look around Rose and Lewis's bunks. Do I have permission to go in there? They are both suspected of a Degree 6 violation. The Codex explicitly allows bunk searches in this case. Right, of course. Your second assignment might be trickier. Get on the trail of the sender. The only lead we have here is that the note was written on a piece of paper. It makes sense, since communication via the PDA network is monitored. However, paper is not distributed for private use. Hence, it must have been stolen from a public space. As far as I know, there aren't many places on the ship where you can get your hands on it. All of them should be in the public area. Ask Sergeant Adelrich for potential sources of paper. He knows the daily goings-on better than anyone in the crew. Don't tell him why. I suggest you and I keep the contents of this letter to ourselves until we know what we're dealing with. Did you get all that? Yes. Once you've submitted your results in both cases, come talk to me again. Yes, Captain. New evidence brig. That's ominous. With a compromised PDA system, sucks that paper is not authorized generally. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the recycling is like on a ship like this. You've got to be able to recycle paper at least, surely. Okay. Has tasked me with investigating a suspicious communication that hints at a forming dissident group on the ship. I opened 2 new journals to keep track of the related cases. The Recruit and Paper Chase. All right, the Recruit. Somebody seems to be exchanging letters with a fledgling dissident group on the ship. I need to find out who the suspicious letter was addressed to. The two prime suspects, Rose and Lewis, are in the brig. Rose found the letter in a hidden compartment in a corridor of the inner hull B, whereas Lewis was apprehended nearby. I should go talk to them and have a look around their bunks in the residential area. Maybe my sergeants in the security office have something to say about them too. Yeah, it was Chi-Chi. I was going to accuse Chi-Chi of every crime on the ship. Alright. The paper used for the suspicious letter must have been stolen from somewhere. Please assign a location as the solution. I need to find out more about who sent the suspicious letter. The best lead we have is the piece of paper it was written on. Since paper is not available to private individuals, it must have been taken from a public space. I need to make a list of all public places in question and find out where the paper has gone missing lately. Captain Talia said my 2 sergeants in the security office might know more. The fact they're even there is so funny. Like, they're going to be accused of something, right? Like, someday, Chi-Chi is going to be the answer to one of these things. Okay. So, the first things first. Both of these have info to be gleaned from the 2 sergeants in the security office. So that seems like a good enough place to start. Evidence. I sometimes interrogate witnesses or suspects here. Not exactly my favorite part of the job. Yeah. Brig. Sources of paper. Captain Talia says that there are only a few places on the ship where paper is used. He tried to get it closer to me for a while, then I tried, but somehow it never really went anywhere. Yeah, okay. Lewis has history with us. Rose. A quirky lady in love with everything cute or shiny. Hey, should I bring Chi-Chi for this? Elias, Talia's right-hand man. You also have some pretty haggard eyes. And closest confidant. I've never seen him not at work. Elias has a teenage daughter who died of interstellar dystrophy 2 years ago. She had just moved into the assistant secretary's bunk, which has been vacant ever since. He never adopted a new child, and the whole conversation of his succession has been in an awkward limbo for a while. I might suggest a motive. Daughter dies from interstellar dystrophy? I don't know what interstellar dystrophy is, but it sounds bad. Oh, I didn't even bother checking this. This message that she sent me. Bonnie will be returned to the ship. Good evening, Chief. I'm sorry to disturb you on arrival day, but there's something that we need to discuss as soon as possible. Please come to my office immediately. All right, I suspected it was something like that. So succession is a family lineage thing instead of being elected? Yeah, this is a good question. If it is interstellar nepotism, or like dynastic rule on this ship, then I can certainly imagine a democratic dissident group, rising up at some point in, the multiple generations of time it takes to get from point A to point B. Like, whoever designed this mission must have known that, this would have been a possibility, right? Like, they would have had to consider the social and, sociological consequences of how they design these missions. I can see the reasoning, yeah. Could definitely be the case. Alright, I think we're done in this room for now. One more thing, Stella. We're not done in this room. I know how hard it is to lose someone you love. But you shouldn't think that you're letting your father down if you stop torturing yourself. I'm fine. Our mission needs a strong, reliable chief of security, especially now that this letter has surfaced. Can I count on you being that for us? Of course. I am aware that none of this is easy. You are very young. But I need to know that you will try. Understood, Captain. I will. Good. We'll talk later. Dismissed. And happy arrival day. Happy arrival day, Captain.
Talia rarely let the mask slip, but I'd been seeing it more and more lately. She'd gotten visibly angry the other day, which I'd never seen before. She wasn't taking Dad's death lightly and probably felt increasingly isolated. Or maybe I was just projecting.
Huh. Okay, so she was friends with our father, so it seems. Elias, can I talk to you more? I cannot. I mean, there's always the possibility of showing evidence to basically anybody that we meet. Wait, where are we going? The case is Talia has given you lead to new areas on the ship. As a result, they are now accessible to you, and their locations can be revealed on the map. The ship is segmented into multiple main areas, 3 of which are accessible now. Each main area contains a train station. Ah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can see it actually. In order to immediately travel to a location, simply select it on the map and press Y. You will be taken to the closest available train station. Repeat tutorial? No, I'm good. So, let's try going to the security office, actually. That's a floor below. Easy stuff. Actually, that might even have stairs. Are there stairs? No, there's no stairs. Oh well. We'll just go down a level. Yeah, the elevators are so nice. The architecture, again, really, really nice on this ship. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty. Security office. All right, boys. We have a case to solve. First of all, scanning everything compulsively. Let's start with Adelrich. Chief, ready for some updates? Sure. The Ethics Committee invited you to their next monthly meeting. Ethics Committee? Chief William always declined these invitations because he wanted to keep the security separate from the judicial branch. Do you want to continue this direction or change things up? I'll go. Can't hurt to hear what they talk about at these meetings at least once. Tell them I'm coming. Will do. Gotta go. Family stuff came up. Have a good rest of your stream and day. See you later. Have a good rest of your day as well, Lordling. Thank you so much for stopping by, and good luck with family stuff. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, it is a little bit suspicious. I mean, like, our father wanted to keep the judicial and security separate, and then he died, and then they talked to me again. But on the other hand, I do really want to see what they talk about in these meetings. In other news, we received an anonymous report from the bio area earlier today. There is a shortage of painkillers at the hospital, and nobody seems to know why. Could be mismanagement, could be foul play. We should probably look into it sooner or later. But for now, the captain wants you to talk to the suspects in the brig. She didn't tell us why they were apprehended. I'm sure you know? It probably wasn't an oversight, Paul. I can't tell you yet. I can't talk about it, sorry. I'm sure the captain will share more information soon. That's it for now. Let us know if we can help with your investigations. Oh, you can. Let's talk about the paper. Sources of paper. I have a question. Maybe you can help me with this, Sergeant Paul. I hope so. Shoot. Do you know where on the ship they're still using paper? Paper? I'm pretty sure it's being used in several places around the public area, definitely at the school, but I don't remember the other places. I know they're using it in the activities room. Does this pertain to an investigation? Yes, exactly, but it's something I'll have to take care of myself. No problem. Let us know if you need anything else. Thank you. I'll take a look around the public area. Alright, is it the same if I show this to you? I think we've been over this. Yeah, okay, it is. And they won't let me say it again. So, cases. We've got some leads on the paper. Paul said they use paper in several places around the public area, one of them being the school. Aldrich says they sometimes use it in the activities room. It's right above the Earth Museum in the public area. Okay, so I haven't seen the Earth Museum yet, because that's in the area that I just unlocked. Add in 3 minutes, everybody. Brace yourselves for that. That's... I mean, he mentioned the thing about the... Here, hold on. I can actually go back to the comms. Adelrich. I keep wanting to say Aldrich. Let's see. Good places for a janitor. This is also true. The elevator hall. Program where Aaron works there and he is Asterix PDA. Yeah, the ethics thing. Shortage of painkillers at the hospital. Should probably look into it sooner or later. Okay, so I don't know, maybe we'll come back to that later because the case hasn't been opened up about that. What else did I want to ask these guys about? In the case of the recruit, I have something to say about them too. Can I show you something about... I can show you the letter. I mean, that would kind of be going against what I said before, but let's try it. This evidence is classified. I should be careful about who I show it to. Okay. So I can't do that. I wonder if I could have done that if I had chosen the other dialogue option. Have something to say about them too? Oh, she said, nuh-uh, bad. I wonder if I need to actually show them the people. Alright. Tell me about Lewis. Do you have any further information on the suspects in the brig? I assume the captain has told you everything. Did she mention the necklace? Necklace? No. Technician Lewis was wearing a pendant that is not manufactured on the ship. Either someone made it or brought it from Earth. Here, have a look. We confiscated and cataloged it. Good work. He was behaving suspiciously. Enforcer Bodo suspected that it might be related to the case, so she asked him about it. But he wouldn't say where he got it from. Time to go. Thank you for the stream and have a good day. Have a good day as well, Kixie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck with your stream. I hope you have a great day. Hope things are going swimmingly. I don't know what you were playing last time because my bot shoutout is broken, but I'm sure you were rocking it, and I'm sure you're going to have a great time today too. Stay true to yourself, Kixie. So another thing is that, like, I'm wondering if my responses in the, like, security conversation, or, like, I'm wondering if that's going to have an impact on, like, the political situation on the ship. Actually, matter of fact... oh, wait, I need to be out of a cutscene for this. But he wouldn't say where he got it from. You know him pretty well, Chief. Do you remember him wearing this? No, never saw it. He must have started wearing it at some point over the past few weeks. Maybe he'll tell you more about it. Alright, I want to see if I can actually, like... Settings, there we go. I don't like the dialogue timer. I want to think about what I'm saying here. I know that's probably, like, the intended experience from the developers, but I have really never cared for dialogue timers in this way. I am going to turn off the dialogue timer so that I have time to think about what I'm saying here. Thank goodness you can turn that off. That's so stressful. Yeah, I've never liked dialogue timers. I know that... Oh, wow. I actually didn't notice this mural before. That's a beautiful mural. Look at that. I also don't think it's that out of lore to be able to think about something, because your thoughts move faster than your surroundings, usually. That is really pretty. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. Definitely something astronomical. Alright, so we asked about Lewis. Let's ask about... Hello. Oh, we got the necklace. Space compass? It could be a space compass, you're right. Although a space compass wouldn't work very well. There's no magnetism out there. I mean, there is, but like a not consistent one. I think we've been over this. Wait, did I not? Not sure how to help you with that, Stell. Okay, so that was it. Ooh, this art looks good. It's Baw. Hello, Baw. Hold on one second while I shout you out manually because my bot is broken today. Shout out, boy, bunny. There we go. Hello, Ba. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm really loving the art in this game. The 2.5D pixel art style is already pretty cool, but also the way they design this spaceship is really cool. Here, let me actually. I'm gonna go out into the main areas. It's like I don't want to call it Art Deco. It's not Art Deco, but it's like kind of giving vague impressions of that. It's not just like a bland gunmetal gray boring interior spaceship walls sort of thing. It's like there's decorations like deliberately put there by the people using this spaceship. So it's very, very cool. I just managed to wake up, so I'm doing my rounds, seeing who is live. I am live. Yeah, good streams today, everybody. Good streams. Seeing who is live. Yeah. Good morning, I guess, is the proper response. Good morning, Ba. I don't know if it's morning exactly where you are. It's probably not morning, but based on my knowledge of time zones. But you woke up, so I'm saying good morning. I love that whenever I'm like, oh boy, I can stream, and then all my friends are streaming cool games, I'm too invested. It's 9 p.m.? Yeah, okay. No, I figured. So it is a 6-hour difference. No, I keep forgetting what the exact difference is. Yeah, no, I'm super invested in this game too. The benefit of my schedule is that I usually only stream for about 3 hours. I do relatively short streams, I think, amongst my friends. I think I'm probably one of the shorter streamers. So, we'll probably be at this for another hour or so. So, yeah, I have experimented with different times, and I think 3 hours is like my sweet spot for doing a stream. I like a 3-hour stream myself. Should we fix Buzz' schedule, or do you prefer nighttime? Yeah, some people just prefer to be out at night. That's good. Yeah, I like 3 hours. What am I doing? What's my mission? Hold on. Cases. Lewis was wearing a necklace when he was apprehended. He wouldn't answer my colleagues' questions about it, but might answer mine. This is. And then we have some clues on where to get the paper. So let's take a look at this necklace. A necklace that was found on Lewis's person. The pendant looks like half a heart. Necklaces like this are not officially manufactured on the Zephyr. It must be handmade. Lewis was wearing it when he was apprehended in the inner hull B. He didn't want to comment when asked about it by security. Okay, well, forgive me for assuming, but this looks like a lover's necklace. I think maybe Lewis was going to see somebody. Originally, I would have suspected Rose, but they're kind of, there's kind of a big age difference there. I mean, it's not impossible for that to be a relationship, but it wouldn't be my first guess. Whenever I manage to be awake at morning, it's nice to see the sun shining, but I naturally gravitate towards night owl schedule where I'm most productive. Yeah, I mean, there kind of a quietness to the nighttime. For sure, for sure. All right, interesting. So we're definitely going to need to talk to him about that. I think I'm going to follow the recruit mission first. So where is... Oh, that's fast travel. Oh, I can just fast travel anywhere. That's neat. And it will take you to the closest train station? Cool. I'll be honest, I didn't see half a heart, but now that you mention it, it's super obvious. Yeah. It's clearly a lover's necklace. Residential inner hull, public area, inner hull command area. I would figure the brig is somewhere around here. Am I completely out of my mind? Where is the brig? Fast travel, fast travel, fast travel. Are you the brig? No, you're the bridge. I just remember for as long as I've been alive, I would be awake at odd hours. Yeah, sometimes that's just kind of how it is. Apparently, when I was like a very young child, I would stay up super late to watch Letterman with my dad. I remember none of this, but they recount this to me pretty consistently. Where's the brig? Am I... The brig. Where is this? Area command area. Okay. So it's... I'm in the command area. Where is the brig? Oh, it's here. Brig. What happens if I fast travel? Because that's going to be right next to that train station. I made the joke once that I was born in the wrong time zone because I was in LA. I would naturally wake up at the crack of dawn, no alarms, no outside source waking me, just pure vibes of brain saying to wake. Yeah, I mean, no matter what your circadian rhythm, there is a place on Earth where it's a normal circadian rhythm. I never thought about that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. You could just transfer time zones. All right, I'm going to try fast traveling to this. Oh, train. I saw a train there briefly. Is this what this is? Is this a train station? Have I been looking at the train station the entire time? Damn. Alright, so I think if I walk this way, this will take me straight to the brig. Yeah. Here we are. When you put it like that, we should all find our naturally perfect time zone? Yeah. So, like... sunrise... Well, the trouble also is that, like, sunrise, sunset shifts over the course of the year. But you can get an average. And say that the sun rises at, like, I don't know, 7 a.m. usually. I don't know. That's the way it usually works where I live. It also depends on, like, you know, how far east or west you are in your time zone. But let's take a broad average and say 7 a.m. So, like, if you can find a place in the world that is at 7 a.m. when your body naturally wants to wake up, like, we should do this experiment. Like, over the weekend, like, figure out where your body sort of naturally wants to wake up and go to sleep, and then see if you can find a place in the world where that's, like, a normal sleep schedule. This could be an interesting game. Actually, I should be investigating. Hold on. I'm an investigator. I should investigate. A group science experiment. Yeah. I also wonder, like, if there would be clusters, like places where people sort of naturally want to go. All right. So we've got 2 suspects here. Well, I can also keep going this direction. What is this? What is this? Where am I? I'm not sure I like that. You can write a thesis on this topic? I don't know if I can write a thesis on this topic, but somebody could. A sociologist or a circadian rhythm expert. All right, time to talk. Janitor Rose. Stella, darling, this is a big misunderstanding. There's no need to keep me locked up like this. Let's try and be friendly, right? Let's try and be good cop. And again, I'm so glad that I don't have to rush this. I'm gonna be quiet. You need to tell me what happened. Tell me, what were you doing in the inner hull? Well, my job. I was on my way back from a cleanup. The engineers made a real mess down there. You should have seen it. Metal shavings and oily footprints everywhere. Well, these portraits go hard. Yeah, no, everything that I've seen in this game has had, like, really... Like, for pixel art, this is extraordinarily high detail pixel art. Like, look at this. Look at this shading. I imagine this would be one of those games that would look, like, really good on a CRT. You know what I mean? Have you seen those like images of like showing pixel art on a digital screen versus a CRT? I think this is going to be one of those games that'll look really good on a CRT. If I had to place a bet. Because it's already like you can see really good like gradients and shading in the pixel art on this portrait down here. I have to imagine that would look even better on a CRT where the smoothing is more natural. This is like, yeah, this would be a great CRT game. Tell me, you were caught with a suspicious letter. I wonder, I know there are those like CRT emulators that you can do that like apply filters. I wonder if we could find something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep an eye out. You were caught with a suspicious letter. You were caught trying to retrieve a secret letter from a hidden wall compartment. Yes, dear, I was walking through the hallway and I spotted a plate that seemed a little loose. Hello? People just blast their music on my street. I don't know what the hell is up with people. Fixing this kind of thing is part of my responsibility. I wiggled it a little bit and it just came off. There was a compartment behind it. That's where I found the piece of paper. Did you read it? I thought it was gossip, a love letter maybe. I had no idea. Why didn't you call security? I swear that's what I would have done next, but they showed up a few moments later anyway. That's all. All right, let's review the evidence on that. Or excuse me, the cases. Janitor Rose claims she accidentally discovered the letter while cleaning the inner hull. That's it. That's all we got. So she claims that she went to go clean up after engineers, comes back, sees this panel shifted off the wall, and she wiggles it out of the way and finds the letter. She would have immediately gone to report it to security, but they intercepted her first. What is that creature? That is, let's go and investigate. That is, whoops. Oh, come on. Chi-Chi! Chi-Chi is one of a few dozen personal pets on the Zephyr. She's bred on the farm floor. Got her 4 years ago, and she's been living with me ever since. I sometimes take her to the park downstairs on a leash, but she seems to prefer sleeping in my bunk all day. I think it's like a mix between a cat and an axolotl? Maybe? It's kind of cat-like. There are creature. I love this naked cat-looking creature. And they've got like a... I don't know if that's like a respirator or something. They got some kind of mechanical thing on them. Spacesuit? We're in space. They can have a spacesuit. All right. It's giving glorp. What is a glorp? I'm not familiar with glorp. Can you elaborate, please? All right. Time to talk to what I presume to be like an ex-fling on again, off again sort of relationship. Technician Lewis. Technician Lewis? It's... Look, I saw the emote show up on screen. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. On screen. Green cat alien. It's like a meme. On screen, those emotes translate, or the words translate into emotes. But in my stream chat on OBS, I can't see that. It just appears as text for me. Technician Lewis? Come on, Stella. No need to be formal. All right, again, we're trying to be good cop here. True. Yeah, true. Why am I being detained? I didn't do anything. You'll be let go soon after questioning is complete. Relax. Why are you talking like a robot? Stay on topic, please. I'm not. Stay on topic. What were you doing in the inner hull? What kind of question is this? It's not like I'm not allowed to be there. They're There aren't many places on this ship where I can be alone for 5 goddamn minutes. What about your bunk? Come on, Lewis. What were you doing down there? That's personal, okay? Well, okay, time to show him the necklace. You were wearing this necklace when you were apprehended. Where did you get it from? What does it matter? That's my personal life. Please don't be that way. You know the context of our conversation and what it means. Fine, you really want to know? Engineer Isaac made it for me. We've been seeing each other lately. Okay. So he's seeing Isaac now. Engineer Isaac. I see. That's why I was in the inner hull. He works down there, and I was going to keep him company during his shift. Was he expecting you? Yeah. Okay. Not doomed, Yowie. It's not doomed. It's not doomed yet. It's just interrupted, Yowie. Simply interrupted. They're going back. And they were roommates. Shipmates at the very least. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a lead. We can ask about this this date that he was supposed to be on. If the engineer can confirm this, it might mean that that he's telling the truth, or it could be that they're both in on it. Then he will corroborate what you just told me. Is he still working? As far as I know. Okay. Good to know. Out of curiosity, I wonder what happens if I show this to her. Oh, Stella dear, I really don't know what to say to that. Alright, nothing. I sent you an image of Glorp. Alright, let me check out Glorp. Who gave me a notification out here? Oh, right. Glorp. Yeah, I present Glorp. That's a green alien cat for sure. Yeah, I can see why you would get a Glorp vibe from Chi-Chi. His new gen Enya mode. This is Enya's distant descendant. After many years of interstellar habitation, Enya's bloodline evolves into this cat here. Oh my, we dropped like a good 2 seconds worth of frames because of the network. Interesting. Wonder what happened because of that. Let's see what we want to do next. Lewis claims that he only went to the Inner Hull B to see engineer Isaac at his workplace. Isaac is presumably still working now, so I won't find him in his bunk. Yeah, okay, I think we're just chasing down this. When cleaning the Inner Hull. Do we know where this happened? Lewis said he was in Inner Hull B because he was on his way to his date with engineer Isaac. One of the engineers overseeing the recycling processes of the Zephyr. The necklace was crafted by engineer Isaac. Right, this is sort of what we've learned from this interaction. Now, Inner Hull... Wait, did it say Inner Hull B was where they were discovered? So, let me actually just go through the map and see if biological area, residential area, Inner Hull B. So, this is where the event in question took place. Public area. Bridge. Public area. Bridge. Oh, no. Inner Hull B. Why is it called Inner Hull? Oh! I've got the thing, I've got the orientation backwards in my head. Alright, so this is like the inner surface of the ring. Inner Hull B is down here. Up here would be considered the public area. Right, Inner Hull B is down here. Good. That we haven't visited there yet, but I think we can. We can fast travel to these areas. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll try that later. Right now, what we need to investigate is him on his shift. So we actually do need to go to Inner Hull B. That's fine. Let's think about how we're gonna get there. And I think that's where we're gonna go. I kind of want to get acquainted with the layout of the ship, so I might just do this manually. I might just take this trip myself. If I can. I'm not seeing a way to get down to Inner Hull B. That's like... That's cut off there. I would need to go through the server area. Yeah, the server room. I could do that. I can go to the server room. Yeah, okay. Let's go down the elevator, down to the server room level. And let's try and make our way manually through the ship. Level -1 is the inner hull, which means gravity is a little bit stronger down here. So if I pass through the server room, this is probably going to be a little bit of a traumatic experience for me. Well, there's the server room.
This was my first time being back in this part of the inner hull since the incident. My knees went soft as I approached the bridge. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths.
Am I going to be able to get through this? Actually, it occurs to me. Should I be pinging around here? I'm an investigator, right? I feel like I would investigate the scene of my father's death. Hello, what are you? Cargo lever. A lever controlling the large cargo crane in the inner hull A. The person who is responsible for my father's death operated it. Much like doors around the ship, the whole panel should only respond to people with the necessary clearance. In this case, that includes anybody working down in the inner hull, as well as the crew. Yeah. But then we also know that they might have injected different permission clearances into the PDA system. Tonio? Tonio, who are you? Can we talk? Hey, Chief, watch your step. A lot of clutter and a lot of light down, and not a lot of light down here. You looking for something in particular? Thanks for your concern, Engineer Tonio. Just passing through. There's something I need to look into. Well, keep your eyes open. People get hurt down here, especially without a helmet. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so you didn't have anything to say immediately. Hello, Bodo. Oh, yeah, the Enforcers. This must be... maintenance room. This must be where the discoveries were made. And what are you? Public area. For sure. Ah, there's the panel. Yeah, this must be where it all happened. Very good. Alright, I'm going to investigate this section more thoroughly, now that I know that this is important. Let's talk with these guys over here. Bodo. What are you two doing here? Captain told us to keep an eye out. Yahya? The hidden compartment where the letter was found is just down the hall from here. We're keeping an eye on it from a distance in case somebody else comes to check on it. Good. Alright. You guys have said what you need to say. Maintenance room is locked to me. And so I'm just kind of doing a broad sweep of this area. Wall compartment. New piece of evidence. A hidden compartment in the corridor of the inner hull B. Janitor Rose uncovered a suspicious letter here. It looks like somebody purposely unscrewed the plate and then loosely reattached it. I flipped it around and found a symbol on its back side. All right, that's a symbol of Mars, right? I mean, it's used as like the male symbol a lot, but I think it's originally a planetary symbol, right? Let me just double check my knowledge on that. I think it's Mars. Planet symbols. Yes, that is Mars. So, it was marked with the symbol for Mars, which is interesting because we're not going to Mars. Wait, so what's the drama behind this letter? Because why is enforcement put into action over someone like it? So, somebody discovered a letter. I wonder if I can actually find... Yeah, the letter's here. It's basically a letter indicating that there is a growing dissident movement on the ship. It says, "You are not alone in thinking that more democracy is needed on the Zephyr, and our cause grows stronger every day." And then they point to, there's going to be a meeting. Somebody with this symbol on their coat is going to be at this Arrival Day celebration later tonight. So there is apparently a democratic dissident movement brewing on the ship, which does raise some questions about how the ship is being governed currently, but we'll have to see. Currently, as far as I can tell, the leader is the Captain Talia, and I'm not sure how the leaders are selected or put into power. Yahya, one of the numerous enforcers, available to myself and my sergeants to do the dirty work. Alright, so that symbol. Mars. I'm curious as to how that plays into it, because it can mean Mars, it can mean male, it can... I guess it could also be like a zodiac thing, but power node B. Alright, can't get into there either. Recycling center. I can get into the recycling center. And then this is what? Oh, I don't know. I suspect that's where I need to go. So I'm going to just briefly pop into the recycling center and check this out. Hello, what's this? Recycling times. Whoa, hold on. What's this? Why did I get something in this case? I found an overview of recycled materials down in the recycling center and file it as evidence. Maybe I can find out who recycled their used paper at which time, respectively. I should ask everyone who uses paper around the public area about it. Whoa, I didn't even mean to get that evidence. I find out where paper was recycled at which time of day. An overview of the latest recycled materials that I got from a device in the recycling center. Time, resource, amount. 505. Oh, wow. I'm not sure how this is going to come into play, but I think I might have accidentally uncovered evidence that I wasn't supposed to this early. Oh, whoa, this goes deep. Isaac works in the recycling center. I see. Then that actually is progress. And what is this? Nothing. I can't leave there. Alright, this is where I'm supposed to go. Cool. Let's see. Isaac, what do you have to say for yourself? So how are we approaching this? Because, like, okay. Here's my thing. Let's imagine that there actually is this brewing dissident group on the ship, and that Isaac and Lewis are actually a part of it. Would they agree to, like, pretend to be lovers for the sake of, like, giving each other an alibi? I feel like if... I don't know. So I'm wondering, like, should I come and be upfront about why I'm having a conversation with this guy? Or should I like try and be subtle about it? Because okay, see the the fucked up part of my brain is like maybe I should just try to seduce him, and if he says no, I have a boyfriend, that's like okay, that's an unprompted corroboration of the same piece of information. Whereas if I come out and say, hey, do you have a boyfriend? Hey, are you and Lewis together? That might be like a thing that the dissidents have pre-agreed to, like, you know, if the cops come talking and asking you questions, just say like, yes, I am the alibi for everything. Right? So if I come in with an unprompted solicitation and he rejects it independently, that might be better evidence. I don't know if it's going to let me get that detailed into the interrogation. But we'll see. Hello, Engineer Isaac. Huh? Oh, Chief. Sorry, didn't hear you coming. A crew member down here in the hull? To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm investigating a security matter. I see. Well, welcome to the club of people working on arrival day. Feel free to look around here, but please don't touch anything. If you'll excuse me, I have to take care of the tubes here before another accident happens. Okay. So it doesn't let me try to seduce the recycling engineer. I am deeply disappointed in this game. No, I'm kidding. So I guess the thing now is we gotta show him the pendant. Or I guess we could... I don't know, which should we show first? The necklace or the date? My plan has been foiled. All right. Plan B, the sane thing to do. Fine, I'll play the game like a reasonable person. The game or the pendant? I feel like the necklace might be... Again, that gives the least amount of prompting information. If there is a pre-established alibi pact between the members of this group. So let's try the necklace. What about it? Have you seen it before? I have. I made it from recycled materials and gave it to Lewis. Why? Why? Come on, Chief. Alright. So... that's kind of implicating that. Engineer Isaac, were you going to meet Lewis here today? What kind of question is this? I don't mean to be indiscreet. It's strictly a matter I'm investigating. I don't see why that would be important for your investigation, but no, we weren't going to meet today. Okay. That's interesting. But it's true that we've been seeing each other. Did he tell you that? Yes, he did. I see. Well, that's suspicious. Seems Lewis told the truth about his relationship with Isaac and the meaning of the necklace. Isaac said there were no plans for a date with Lewis today. I've updated my records accordingly. Updated my records? That he only went to Inner Hall B to see Engineer Isaac at his workplace. Right, okay, so he's giving contradictory reports. Exchanging letters. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I need to do this and then this. Scratches my invisible beard. That's a big thing. So, maybe Lewis is in the Resistance. I don't know what to call him. The Dissidents, but Isaac is not. Very possible, very possible. Scratches my visible beard. I think this may be part of what we need to consider. Special letter, hidden compartment in the corridor of Inner Hall B. Then there was that symbol. Yeah. That symbol of Mars or male. I don't know. I should go talk to them and have a look around their bunks in the residential area. Maybe my sergeants in the security office have something to say about them, too. Right, that gave the pendant. So they were dating, but they weren't supposed to meet today. Alright, I guess the bunks is the next thing. Let's go to... No, wait. Yes. Evidence. Recycling center. Power node B. Isaac didn't know anything about a date with Lewis. That is very suspicious. Alright. So let's go and investigate this first. Residential area L3B. That's where we need to go next. This looks like the residential area to me. Visit this location to unlock it. Yeah, L3B. So we need to go... Oops. Need to go... out... up to level, I guess, 0. And then travel up the stairs. Cool. Alright. We have a mission. This recycling times table is going to be useful later, I assume. Wait, does this... Where does this take me? Oh, it's the public area. Wow, this is substantial. Wowee. I am very impressed. Look at all of this. This would be a cool place to live. Art Institute. Oh, look at this. They got the MS Paint out here. Look at that, man. This ship has everything. I'm really impressed. Wow, and I guess I'm here now. That makes traveling a little bit easy. I could just go into the residential area right now. Or, excuse me, the quarters. The bunks. And you are inner hull B. Right. Cool. Let's go into the residential area. We have one chance to solve each case. The story will continue and adapt to your solution. Wow, that one actually took a while to load. Holy. Okay, this ship isn't so bad. I could live a while on this ship. I'm sure anything gets old if you have to spend your entire life in a confined space like this, but this is a pretty nice place to spend a sizable chunk of time. Maybe not your whole life, but I don't know. I could live a couple years on this. It's a beautiful ship. I'm taking a stroll. I'm taking my time through this. I need to be going up those stairs. I'm gonna go out here. Sky Bar. I'm not even doing this part yet. I'm just taking a look around. This is once I start looking for the paper is when I start... Oh, and that's another train station, I think. Yeah. I mean, for God's sake, the ship is so big it has a train network. Like, you got a sizable amount of things to do on this ship. This is gorgeous. So, they keep referring to crew as like a separate group of people. And then I am a part of the crew. So I'm guessing crew means like bridge crew or like main positions on the ship. Let's go up. Wait, I need to remind myself, not you. I need to remind myself of where I am going. Also, there's new evidence. Oh, the Arts Institute. I want to read about this, actually. Besides the professionals, the general public can also try their hand at painting and sculpting here. Are painting and sculpting the only ones they have? I feel like, I don't know, it's the future. We should have, like... Where's the VR Unity booth? In the Art Institute. Oh, right, I was looking for something specific. Sorry, I got distracted. Alright, so you live in L3B. I guess top floor then? Maybe it's like Stars Trek, where they had a non-unlisted people who still worked on the ship. Yeah, they might just be like civilians. I mean, if it's a colony ship and you just got a bunch of people there who are gonna be, colonists or ancestors of colonists, you're gonna just have some civilians on the ship, basically. Also, hello, Dids. Shout out Dids, because I have to do that manually. My bot is broken today, for reasons I have not worked out yet. Hello, hello, how are you doing today, Dids? We are on a colony ship, a generation colony ship, and there appears to be somebody trying to mess with some of the systems on board this ship, for reasons that are not entirely clear yet, but we think that there is a growing democratic dissident group forming on board this ship, and we are the ship's chief security officer now because our father died and left us the position. We're not sure if if the positions are like inherited. Clearly it's not democracy because there's a democratic dissident movement forming. The worst kind of colony ship? I don't know, this one's kind of nice. I mean, look around. They've got like decorations and stuff. This is actually one of the least decorated sections of the ship that I've seen so far. It's a really, really beautiful ship. Democrats diabolical. Lewis's bunk. This is what we're investigating. Hi. Are you Lewis's mom? Hi, he's under investigation for potentially being part of a democratic insurgency. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought... Isn't this Lewis's bunk? It's my son's bunk. He's not here right now. Was he expecting you? Have we never met his mother? I feel like it would sort of imply that we were like in an on-again, off-again kind of situationship. I guess we never met his mother. There's a thin blue line, Atomica. Look, there's multiple endings to this game. I'm thinking I might have the option to support the democratic resistance. It could be possible. I might be one of the democratic insurgents by the end of this game. Who knows? Was he expecting you? Not exactly. Mind if I take a look around? Huh? No, not at all. Feel right at home. I'm sure Lewis will be back soon. So, Stella, how's your father? Xena, there was a big funeral. There was a big disaster. Did nobody tell you? He died in an accident about a month ago. You didn't know? What? No. Oh no. My dear William, I'm so sorry. How are you holding up? Did you two have a thing on this ship? It's okay, I'm fine. You really missed all of it? The accident, the funeral? It was a pretty big deal. I suppose I did. I'm really sorry. No need to apologize. I'll stick around for a moment if that's okay. Okay, so she knows who I am. But she didn't know that my father died? That's quite strange. As evidence begins to pile up, don't forget you can filter it by type. Press Y to toggle all evidence, people, places, and other evidence. Oh. That makes it a lot easier, actually. Filtering is possible in the same way when showing evidence to someone. Thank you for telling me that. How big is the ship? It is big enough to have a rotating colony ring on it. Also, thank you for the 3-stream streak. I very much appreciate it. I mean, this is just sort of... Here, I can actually show you the map. So right now, all those buildings are in this sort of this square with the L3, the level 1s. This is the residential area. And then you've got, like, all of this in comparable sizes. And you can see on the left there, we've got a map of the ring and how far it extends. So it's a pretty big ship. Pretty sizable, I would say. Note to Xena. Oh, right. Let's see what this gives us. A digital note I found in Lewis's bunk. It says, "Mom, please stay in here. Do not go out without me." Huh. Weird. Very weird. I mean, I can show you this message for you on the display over here. It sounds like Lewis wants you to stay in his bunk? Oh yeah, he placed it right by the door so I don't forget. I'm wondering if Xena's having memory problems. That's certainly possible. Why can't you go out? And besides, don't you have your own bunk? Ugh, he's just so protective of me. But sometimes I still go out. I went to the Arrival Day celebrations just last week, and nothing bad happened. Yeah, no, she's having memory problems of some kind. Last week? You mean last year? Yes, last year. Xena's condition. Yeah, okay, I am not the only one that picked up on this. Lewis's mother Xena seems to be having severe issues with her short-term memory. Lewis must know, as she appears to live in his bunk. She could be a danger to the mission if her condition goes unnoticed. If I report this to my sergeants, she will most likely be moved into the psych ward, whether she wants it or not. Maybe it would be for the better. Oh, okay. So we have a choice on whether to narc. With Xena's mental state. I imagine we'll want to talk with Lewis about this. Hello? What is that? Put that suit to use. Oh, I guess we scanned a certain number of times. I will say, there's the one major disadvantage of placing my avatar down in this corner is that I need to constantly move it whenever there's an achievement. Okay, so that's his bunk. What about Rose's bunk? Residential area R2C. So far, she hasn't had anything that would indicate that she is odd in any way. Oh, it's probably at a different residential area. Yeah. Residential area also here. Oh, it's just the other side. Haha. R2C is where I need to go. Jogging through the residential area. Wait, I think I can actually just cross over here. Yes, I can. Haha. Yeah, this is really pretty. R2C. So I'm guessing down a level, right to... Nope, I want to go up and in here. To A, to B, to C. Alright, this is Rose's bunk. I'm not expecting anyone in here. Holy moly, you are very shiny in here. Going back to evidence for a second, I want to see if it said anything. There's a special bunk that doubles as her office as she's always on duty. Okay, and went there a few times recently when Lewis and I were still closer. Yeah, so you've been there before. Let's investigate. What do we have here? Red roses. Red roses in a flower pot, a rare sight on the ship. People are allowed to grow their own plants, but very few engage in it because the conditions on the ship make it very difficult. Rose has always had a green thumb. I wonder if her given name somehow determined her obsession with flowers. Is that all we have in here? No, we've got something on this screen. Janitor's board. A display that keeps Rose up to date on her tasks across the ship. The latest message on the board is from earlier today. It reads, I have a spill down here. Could you help me real quick? Much appreciated, Isaac. Okay. So actually what I can do is go and cue Isaac about whether he was the one who called the janitor down earlier today. Because that would corroborate her story more than it corroborates Lewis's. So actually, I can go down a level. Go down. Oh. They actually mark on the ground where you can walk. That's very interesting. Alright, I'm going to go back out here. Into the public area. Back into Inner Hull B. And we're going to ask Isaac about what exactly he did earlier today. Did he send a request to Rose? Hey, I saw a message you sent to Janitor Rose earlier today. Did she respond? Of course, she came here right away. Where was the spill she helped you with? Right here in the recycling center. It's all cleaned up now, but that took a while. Case, alright. Progress. Janitor Rose's story about why and when she was down in the inner hall seems to make sense and is corroborated by Engineer Isaac. So Rose's story checks out, but Isaac's story has a clear contradiction in it. It's just the beginning of the game, so they might be giving us kind of an easy investigation on this front. I might be looking too deep into possible contradictions here. Alright, let's return to the brig then. And confront the rest of them with all of this information. You're still doing alright out here, right? Yeah, look, we passed right through the site of our trauma with nary a blink. We're doing alright. Brig, where am I going? I'm going here. Alright. Investigation time. Brig is on level 0, which I don't understand why there's a level -1 on a spaceship. It's not like it's below ground. So, Brig is which direction? I think it's over here. Yes. I've come with evidence. I can show you... nope, wrong one. This one. I found a message on the board in your bunk. Isaac asked you to come down in the inner hull and clean up a spill. You were in my bunk? I mean, I suppose it's okay if you need to take a look around, but you could have asked. I'll ask next time. Did you go and clean up that spill? Yes, I did. See, I had a good reason to be in Inner Hull B. That's when I saw the loose plate in the hallway. Why didn't you mention Isaac's message earlier? I didn't think of it. The whole ordeal has made me so nervous, dear. Well, the timing of this message does seem to line up. You found the note a short while later. See, I told you, it was just a coincidence. Alright, add in 3 minutes, everybody. Brace yourselves for that. And let's see what you have. Let's see what you have to say first about the date. I talked to Isaac. First time he heard of your supposed date this afternoon. He must have forgotten. He's a little scatterbrained sometimes. He didn't seem scatterbrained to me. Didn't you say you just started seeing each other? Sounds like he should be excited about it. I guess he wasn't. Come on, Lewis. Stop lying to me. You're not doing yourself any favors here. You know what? Fine. A few days ago, I found an anonymous letter in my bunk. Somebody must have slid it under my door while I was at work. They asked me if I was dissatisfied with the situation on the Zephyr, and if I wanted to have a bigger say in how things are going. They instructed me to lean my doormat against the door in an upright position that night. Lean my doormat? As a sign I wanted to learn more. So that's what I did. Seriously. That's treason, Lewis. What do you want about? I didn't breach the Codex in any way. I just wanted to know what these guys were up to, okay? The next letter showed up in my locker at work. I was instructed to write an answer on the back and leave it in a specific place. They've described the precise location of a wall in the inner hull B. That's where I sent and received the subsequent letter. Want more viewers? No, thank you. I'm perfectly happy with the number of viewers I have. The only thing you have to lose is your chains. With the viewers or in the story? Either way, you may be right. They described the precise location of a wall in the inner hull B. That's where I sent and received the subsequent letter. An enforcer Bodo caught you on the way there. Yes. So you lied to me. What would you have done in my place? I'll need to take a detailed statement on this whole exchange, but right now time is running out. Do you have any idea who is sending these messages and what their goals are? No, they didn't say. My first in-person contact was going to take place tonight at the event. You mean the Arrival Day event, the Earth Museum that's about to start, correct? Do you know who exactly you're supposed to talk to? Not precisely. One of the performers. They've split up the instructions across 2 letters, probably as a precaution. Besides the letter you found, there was another hint in the previous one. It said, my contact works in Category 2 profession. Listen, Stella, you know me. I was never going to do anything illegal. I was just curious. Investigating this kind of thing is not your job. You know you're supposed to report it to security. First of all, you were trying to get in on dissident movement that could jeopardize the whole mission. Dissident movement? You have no idea what they're about, and neither do I. Then why do you signal to them that you were interested? You think it's so wrong what they're saying? You're part of the crew, but me? The general population barely has a right to know or decide anything. And I do? This is a mission, and we're part of it. We're all part of it. And who came up with that mission? A bunch of dipshits back on Earth that aren't even here. Some of them died years ago. I'm tired of carrying out someone else's plans. Another thing they brought up is that our mother is back on Earth, and she sent a message to our father shortly before he died with a code word saying that something was wrong. The code word was, I think it was Sparrow or something like that. And that was apparently their code word that something was wrong. So something fucked up might be happening on Earth, too. The mission is not about your personal needs. It's about ensuring the survival of our species. Okay, so it is a survival mission. That doesn't change the fact that we're the ones who should be making the rules. We spend our entire goddamn lives on this ship.
I couldn't believe what he was saying. I'd known for a while that Lewis was unhappy about how certain things worked on the ship, but I'd never thought he would lose faith in the mission. I knew him better than almost anyone in the general population. If his views were this radical and I didn't notice, what about everybody else? Maybe the crew was losing touch. I knew we had to face this before it got worse.
She does interject with her thoughts from time to time. It's very interesting. Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean water. This isn't a spaceship, it's a submarine. Oh my god! You may have unraveled the whole thing. Alright. Wow, okay, I want to read what we have in the cases and the evidence now. Lewis confirmed that he's been in contact with the mysterious group for a while. Is that it? That's all he said? Evidence? Oh, destroyed letter. In a previous letter from the mysterious group, Lewis was given another piece of information for the arrival day festivities at the Earth Museum. It said something like, your contact at the event works in a Category 2 profession. Because Lewis has since destroyed the letter, this information is based solely on the claims he's made during his confession. Radical, as if it's him wanting equality and of choice on the ship. Yeah, no, it's interesting because it's kind of a common trope in like space opera and anything involving spaceships like this, that the ships are going to be like run in a sort of militaristic hierarchy. Like they do that even on Star Trek. Like there's captains, ranks, like you have to follow the orders of your superiors. Like it's a very sort of militaristic context. It's based on the Navy. But if you're like living your entire life on that, that's going to get oppressive real fast, especially if you like like you don't get to choose where you're born. You're just born into this military hierarchy and you just got to accept it. No, that's going to cause a lot of people to be upset. We can also ask him about his mother's condition. I talked to your mother. She was at your bunk earlier. At my bunk? What were you doing there? My job. Since when can the crew enter people's bunks on a suspicion? Come on, Lewis, this is little more than a suspicion. She was probably happy to see you. She was. Lewis, she needs to go see a doctor. What are you talking about? My mom's doing fine. Then why are you hiding her at your place? You must have misunderstood something. You know the rules. Xena may have to move into assisted living. You mean we should lock her away? Aren't you already doing that? She would receive the care she needs, and my mom left her husband behind on Earth to be here. That's how much she believed in it. Just to be locked away with the crazies for the rest of her life? Where I can visit her twice a week? Where she can only leave if a staff member feels like accompanying her? Is this how she will be repaid for giving her entire life to this mission? I'm sorry, Lewis. She has severe cognitive problems. You know how dangerous this can get for everyone aboard the ship. If she goes out unattended and I'm looking after her, she won't leave the bunk without me. Please, Stella, don't tell anyone about this. I'll get her to a doctor if it keeps getting worse. Please don't take away the time we can still spend together. You just lost your dad. You have to understand how I feel. That's awful mental health care. Yeah, no, like seriously. I, the player, have problems with how things are being run on this ship. I am becoming sympathetic to the dissident group. This may be the author's intention. Subtext is for cowards. I think we're done here. Okay, I think that's all the evidence that we have for that. So, somebody seems to be exchanging letters with a fledgling dissident group on the ship. I mean, Lewis confessed. That's gonna be Lewis. Submit. New message from Talia. All right. What do you have for us? Comms. Chief, I saw you submitted some first results. Move me out of the way. Please refrain from confronting any potential suspects with your findings for now. Come to my office as soon as you're done with the second case. All right, so the next thing we're going to be working on is the paper trail, the literal paper trail. But that's all the time we have for today. We are at 3-hour mark, and that's usually where I like to end things. I'm thinking autosave usually takes care of it. Cool. All right. Wow, this went by so fast. I am clearly very into this game. I am digging this so far. Super invested, loving it. We're absolutely going to be continuing with this. All right, let's see who is online that we can raid. I have a suspicion that Sivari is online. Being that I think I saw the going live notification from them. Yes, yes, yes. I have not gotten to raid Sivari in a long, long time. So, we're going to be raiding Sivari today. I will get the raid messages out. Oh, no, wait, I can't. The bot's broken. Okay. I'm going to try and really quickly make some impromptu raid messages. Yeah, Atomica power incoming. Air horns. Let's go with, I don't know, lightning, power, I'm trying to go with something generic, something Twitch specific. Kapow. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, so this is a regular raid message. Atomic power incoming. And let's go with oh right. Let's go with, I don't know, knowledge. That's gonna be our subscriber raid message. All right. So take whatever raid message you want. I'm gonna go with this one. Paste, paste, paste. Oh, nope, I'm not allowed to do that in OBS. It will not let me. Really? You're not letting me paste again? Paste. There we go. All right. Copy. Paste. Okay, that's done. Knowledge. Atomica power incoming. Yes. All right. Now I'm going to /raid. See. Bari with 3 eyes. Ba-boom. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for an episode of Between Horizons. This is a new one, and it is a good one. I am digging this game. I'm digging the hell out of it so far. We're definitely going to be continuing this next week, same time, same place, right here on this channel at 1 p.m. EST on Saturday. We're going to be continuing with Between Horizons. We're going to be next investigating the paper trail and maybe trying to uncover more of what's going on this ship. I hope to see you all again then. If not, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and as always, stay true to yourselves, everyone.